Yeah.
Dan, how was your Easter?
It was nice. I went down to visit the family again.
How are they?
Yeah, they're doing great. We had a nice little Easter feast, some key lime pie for dessert, that kind of stuff.
Very cool. We cooked Easter dinner. Usually in normal years, we'll have, at the very least, we'll have Marla's mom over and sometimes her brother and his wife for Easter dinner, and we'll cook, a variety of things. But we just got ourselves some ribeyes, and I cooked those, and Marla baked some potatoes on the grill and some fresh beans, and just that was it. And Marla made a fresh apple pie, so that was really good.
Nice.
Jennifer did twice baked potatoes. You guys ever had those? Man, they're so good.
Those
Yes.
are good.
All right, so are you a sour cream man?
With twice baked, she actually puts sour cream in it as part of the recipe.
Really?
When she bakes it, you bake the potatoes and then you scoop it all out, turn it into mashed potatoes, and then bake it again with cheese and all kinds of mixed, and it's very good. But no, I don't put anything on top. I mean, it's so rich the way she makes it, you wouldn't need it to add anything else.
I'll bet. That sounds actually really good.
Yeah. Anytime I do mashed potatoes, I got this recipe from some guy I used to work with like 10 years ago. And yeah, you put bacon bits, you put sour cream, cream cheese, all kinds of stuff in there. But yeah, sour cream is a prominent thing there inside the mashed potatoes. And yeah, my kids will actually demolish like a 5-pound thing of mashed potatoes that we make if we don't stop them. But yeah,
I like potatoes.
It's amazing. Just mixing with the mashed potatoes, it tastes really good.
So I got a text from Don that says he's going to be there in 5. He had to restart his computer. I haven't heard from Matt, so let me send him a quick jump on.
Jennifer's on the way. She'll be here any
She's on the way? Okay.
We have Lexi tonight, so she's kind of wrapping up, taking care of her.
How's little Lexi? Is she doing well?
She's great. She's a typical 6-year-old, yeah.
I bet.
She's a little fashionista. She likes to dress up and dance around.
I can't believe she's 6 already. That's crazy. She's in kindergarten next year?
This year, actually. Yeah.
This year? Okay.
Kindergarten this year.
Yes, I know Marla's second graders, they're like 8. So I think she says 8. And some of them are 9, but yeah, that's awesome. How does she like school?
Detests it pretty much. Doesn't want to do it. Yeah. I mean, kindergarten's usually the fun years, but I don't know.
Yeah,
if she doesn't
exactly.
care for it much. A lot of it's probably to do with the COVID stuff and having to do with the homeschooling, and it's not been a real smooth year for being a kindergartner, unfortunately, or any school.
No, I imagine not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, you know
soon.
about it, Mike. Huh? You got all your kids there.
We'll give them a couple of minutes to jump in. But in the meantime, just to recap just a teeny bit, you guys, because I failed as a DM and brought my queen out too early in the game.
Bardos was just amazing.
Bardos did put the lock on it. That got her with the dimensional anchor. That ruined a lot of things because she has teleport pretty much at will, and it's her house, so she knows her way around. So I was looking forward to sort of bebopping around the house and leading you guys on wild goose chases before you finally tracked her down and nailed her foot to the floor and finally dispatched her. But you guys managed to nail her foot to the floor right away. Yeah.
Plus, I've had that spell in my spell list for like 5 years, just waiting to use it.
Just wait for it.
I don't think that's the first time I've successfully used it. I think, and I tried it one other time, and it didn't work.
It put the hammer down on me. I'll tell you what. But she tried, and I was surprised that you guys didn't take her up on the possible wish. That seems like it would be. I mean, a wish. I mean, I'd never give you that kind of stuff.
Gato would have, but the rest of us wouldn't.
Bardos probably would have, maybe. I mean, he's not.
See, we'd love to have these conversations, but we've got this lawful good priest that hangs around with us and has all these problems about it.
He's a ruiner. He's a fun wrecker. No.
Oh, here he is.
He is a fun wreck. Gato is so much fun. This game would be a lot more boring if we didn't have Gatto to have fun
Pretty
with.
much, yeah. There's no reason I still play. It's just because guys.
You'll be sad when Farina and Lothar finally kill him.
Kill him, yes. I'll be sad too.
We'll be an
Actually, I
amazing
think it's going to be Otto that does it.
Otto will kill him. Well, let me see. Let me throw Matt a text and find out why he's not here.
Ha, so I'm not the last one.
You are not.
Come on, it's pretty much always Matt.
Well, see, I'm pretty sure he's undisputed champ.
Yeah. Matt was having trouble, so he waited.
I looked in and says, "Oh, Don's not there yet, so I'm good."
I'm good. Yeah, he's peeking. All right, I just sent him a text. We'll see what happens. But yeah, so you guys nailed down Minagho and hit her with some stuff. She tried to. I was pulling out every stop I could to try to get her to escape, but I couldn't do it.
That was impressive. The whole illusion to like drop to the floor.
That was a good idea.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I thought that was gonna work, man. I thought, but of course, Bardos, you see invisibility, right?
Yeah.
Purge.
Damn you, Bardos.
Fargo was her nemesis. I mean,
yeah, it was really, yeah. I mean, if we have to chalk it up to who was the VIP or the MVP,
the rest of us was damage, but yeah, it was
Hey, actually, didn't Chuck dispelled the invisibility? Didn't you, Chuck?
But only because you said she was still there.
Oh, that's right. Chuck did the invisibility purge.
But only because Bardos told him that needed to happen.
Yeah.
Well, it worked. You screwed up my cunningly crafted illusion. Pinned her down in what looks to be some sort of weird heart muscle, and even though she was
Fletcher next to her,
huh?
And then we put a Fletcher next to her.
Yeah, that hurt things. But it was Otto who she was on her last leg. She was knocked down. She was massively wounded, and she basically is like, "Look, let's forget about all this, and I will grant you a wish." And I don't. So I have to ask: did you guys believe her that she could grant a wish?
To be honest,
I believed her. I just didn't think she would.
I believed her too, but it just wasn't the right thing to do.
Yeah, that also. Gatto says that.
That also. Oh yeah, and the wrongness of it. She could. So that was so she has, and let me find, and I'll tell you exactly. So she could. She wasn't lying. She absolutely could. Did you raise your hand, Gordon?
I've never seen that before. Is that something new on Zoom, or has that been here?
It's
been there.
Huh.
What's that?
What does it do? It's
a lot of times on your on your picture.
Oh, okay.
So it makes people know that you want to talk, basically, I guess.
Yeah. Like if you're in a lecture or something, and nobody's talking, it allows you to sort of put in the.
Yes, Mr. Brown.
Jennifer, I can barely hear you. Is your microphone behind?
Yeah, I can barely hear her too.
Sorry, I don't know where the microphone is. Where's the microphone?
Should be. No, it's on your new camera, I think. I bet you've got a different. Hang on, let me come in and look at it. I bet you got a wrong microphone.
This is the creepy part. You see him like go off to the left of one of the camera angles, and then you see him show up
Show back up
on her camera.
Like changes my computer, changes my microphones, changes my cameras, changes my keyboard. I don't ask for these things; they just change. I have no idea why or how or what. It's all good.
I'm pretty sure it's Gatto's fault.
Yeah.
He's got his hands in everything. Page 58.
See an icon? Right here, this icon.
All right. So,
It's on this one.
So the power, it's a supernatural power called profane witchcraft. And I'll just read you the text here. A creature that accepts a wish from Minagho immediately becomes chaotic evil unless it succeeds at a DC 26 will save. A creature that becomes chaotic evil in this way gains the benefits of the Good Hope spell for 24 hours, followed by the effects of crushing despair for 1d6 days, which spell effects function at 17th level caster.
Almost not worth it.
Yeah, it's almost not worth it. She could have given you a wish.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
Hola, you guys hear any better? Hello?
It's about the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really just sounds like you're far away, not like it's. Yeah. Is there a level?
Yeah, we're looking.
That's what I'm looking for.
We're searching.
Or a volume or something. Hey, Matt says, I wasn't paying attention that it's an A-team week. Still in a family thing. Try to join in progress, ? Okay. So he's with family, didn't realize we were playing tonight.
Yeah.
In someone else's living room with his phone,
Yeah.
zooming into.
I'm texting him, no worries. They don't need a pallet.
Yeah. We're perfectly safe here in the abyss.
Perfectly safe here in the abyss. Hold on a second.
We found another group of people that have to put a notification on their conventions that you must shower before entering the convention. I'd never seen that before. And my cousins down in Texas, they run the Texas Pinball Association convention. I don't know, some huge major deal. But they also have to list as one of the top items of entry that you must be showered. Amazing.
Yeah, one guy at Daikon, and I think it's something glandular, who just, man, he's got a.
Can you just like say, yeah, I took care of that last week or something?
I'm good for April, thanks. Is it any better at all? Any better? Nothing?
A little better. I mean, not much. You're still pretty faint.
But I'll tell you what, I got two beautiful matching screens now, so.
Sweet.
I'd take that. I'd take that trade.
Yeah, we putting earbuds in now. That's not gonna help them, it's just gonna help me.
Yeah, there's usually the microphones. There's usually a gain thing that you can.
But I'm not seeing, I keep changing. Windows 10 just keeps changing.
Yeah, I go to Windows to do it.
Yeah.
Did you guys just do a big up? Did you guys have a big update you had to do? Because Jonas
had several of them.
Jonas had one, and it screwed all his shit up. Because they were playing Minecraft, and of course it uses Java because it's a piece of junk, and they did all kinds of custom stuff, and of course the Windows update completely obliterated all of that. All right, so with so I've moved Flash Art out of danger, and you see, so you guys managed to kill Minagho. Otto ran in and basically just eviscerated her. She was grievously wounded, begging for her life. Please don't kill me. I will give you anything. I will give you this wish that certainly won't turn you chaotic evil. I promise. And you guys were having none of it. Otto ran in and basically just eviscerated her demon guts out onto the floor. However, that resulted in the creature's heartworms waking up and coming to life and burrowing out of the heart tissue and up into the heart muscle, heading for Otto.
You guys should kill that.
And that is where we will start. When we start, any questions? Do you guys have any? I'm looking to see if you guys have any, usually I just write it on the screen. So
no calls for your dismissal yet.
No calls for my dismissal yet. Good. Not until we finish this battle. Not leaving. I don't have anything written down on the map. So do you guys know if you guys have bless or prayer or anything like that going on?
Haste.
Haste? Oh, I do remember haste. But I don't have.
And we had bless. I just don't know how long we've been in here total.
I think bless has expired.
Does it? Okay. Because I know I cast it.
Right.
Like,
It's been 9 rounds. You're what level?
11th.
So we have it for 2 more
It's-
rounds.
it's
Blessed
a
for
min-
2 more rounds.
yeah,
Yeah,
no, bless is minutes, not.
Yeah, it's a minute per level.
Oh, is it minutes? Okay, so we still have bless also then.
Yeah, prayer is rounds, bless is minutes.
And those blue circles are water, right? These are areas that have been splashed with water.
Yes.
Keep the acid from transversing them. Okay.
Right.
I also gave resist energy acid to somebody, and that's 10 minutes per level. So unless it gets used.
Okay, so we do have bless and haste both on.
Right.
Who has the resist energy acid?
Who was in the acid? Somebody.
I'm
I
looking at
thought
my.
it was Fletcher, Flashart, and you.
No, I think for some reason it was given to Storm.
Okay, that's right. It was
Talking
given
to you
to Storm.
saying Storm already had a little bit of that.
Because I was
Storm. Yep.
That's right.
And
That's
you
right.
take more.
yeah, I was mounted on Storm, and I wanted her to be resistant to acid.
Right.
So that I
That's
didn't have to
right.
be.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
I had a bull strength on. Should I assume that that's gone now?
This bull strength last minutes.
No, full strength is minutes. So
So you
That's
still have,
gone.
you still have
Down
Did
here.
you guys decide who's still on? Haste is still on? I'm sorry, we're still.
Haste
is still
bless
on.
is still on.
That's it though, right?
Yeah.
The prayer is gone.
But everybody should still have bull strength too.
Gordon says you should have bull strength
You
too.
all should.
Out of that circle. I was out of that range when you cast it, so I don't.
Yeah, and prayer was never used.
Okay.
It's bless, and bless is still
So
on.
I gave mage armor to Fletcher, didn't I?
Yes.
Yeah, we gotta pick that.
Or no, like a natural armor, bark skin or something, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was a 4.
Bark-
Yeah, bark.
no,
Is it bark skin?
Yeah, bark skin is 4, I think.
Bark skin is a DR, isn't it?
4.
No, it's a natural armor
It's natural
4.
armor.
Oh, natural armor 4. Okay.
And I have it on
Okay.
me too. Why is it 2 or oh I
Makes you guys look like wood. All right. Anybody else got any things there? Who's all got bull strength if it's not just Fletcher? Is it everybody but Gatto?
I think it's everyone but Gatto. I was just out of range.
It's everyone.
But
It's
gotta-
every.
Oh.
because if you've got an item that already gives you strength, then it doesn't stack with what bull strength does.
I've already got it.
So Storm's got it. The effect-
Oh, okay, so haste lasts for 1 round per level. So we have haste for 2 more rounds. Oh, no. It was afterwards. 3 more rounds.
And bless and prayer are gone.
No, bless is still active.
Bless is still there.
Yeah, it's minutes.
Is prayer gone?
Prayer wasn't used in this combat. I haven't cast that spell yet.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Not according
Nope.
to my records.
I was gonna say
I
I
had
had
it written down too.
I had prayer on my
Yeah,
on my
I swear you
active
did.
effects, but I don't keep track of when it happens or anything like that.
I can take it off. I mean, maybe. it
Well,
was-
no, maybe I forgot to check off that it's been cast, and since everybody else has it marked, I'll just do that. It seems more likely I cast it and forgot to exit out.
How long does that last?
Oh,
Just 1 round, 11 rounds.
I'm
So
glad you asked. Prayer is 1 round per level, so 11 rounds.
Probably about half gone because it probably would have been cast during this combat.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would have been gone.
let's say it has another 5 rounds to go.
And now that you mentioned it, I think it was cast this combat because I was trying to get her in it, so she'd get
Right,
the
so
moves.
That's right, because you were trying to get her to take a penalty as well.
Right.
Yep.
So I just forgot to check the spell off. My bad.
No worries. You're out of the game.
Well, the first thing I'm going to do at this point is cast create ivermectin and dump that in the middle of this mass.
It's not your turn.
Heartburn medicine.
All right. Anything else before we get started? So Matt will be here when he's here. So I've already removed him from the map. You guys don't really need him though. He's just a
Like I said, Paladin of the Abyss,
yeah.
not even like he's useful.
He's just
Are
a
these-
paladin.
Are these evil heartworms?
Actually, the heartworms are neutral.
Yeah, they're probably neutral. I mean, they're just heartworms, except for they're enormous. So, Farina, you had delayed at the end of last time. So, before we hit the top of the order, you have the opportunity to go because you didn't go last time.
Oh, let's just freeze the shit out of those heartworms then. Actually, so I need to go to the map. I can cast a 5-foot radius. Why am I looking at horses?
Is that what this was? A 5-foot radius freeze spot?
Well, I don't know if I had cast one. I don't remember casting one before. But
Okay.
I do want to do that on the heartworms that are going after Otto. So if I just freeze them out. But
All
I
right,
can't see my
there's a
map.
5-foot radius.
Now,
You can
just
move
so
it
you
to
know,
where you want to.
Jennifer,
Can you guys put,
right behind you is a acid creature. Now, Storm was getting ready to tear into it, but you are right next to this acid.
And they are pretty high in the initiative. They'll go
This guy
before
right
Storm
here.
has a chance to go.
So just
Okay, yeah.
reminding you that did come up behind us, and you are right next to it along with Storm.
okay, I can't see the screen. Hang on. I was on the wrong, I have that B team loaded up. So hang on, roll 20 is coming up in A.
Okay, I just want to make you, because this is something that
Yeah.
Rita will be aware of. She would have known this thing was coming up behind her, but since it's the new week, you might not have seen that or remember.
He's very stealthy.
It's a very stealthy acid creature.
Okay.
Large blob of acid coming towards you.
Oh, yeah, okay, I see it. Oh, that's why we were freezing it, because it didn't like that. It didn't.
Yeah.
Like that.
It moved away from the frost the last time.
Yeah, it
but
didn't like that at all.
But I can't move that, right? Can I move it? Or do I have to cast?
Oh, I think that probably is
Yeah, I don't think you can
Are you
move the
able to move-
frost. Yeah, but I put you another one here.
I'm just letting you know, you might want to move. Like I said, Storm is going to tear into it, but it still can attack you.
Okay, so I'm just gonna move and then cast another one on the dead creature and knock out all those heartworms and
Okay.
because she's dead, right? It's only a second level. So I'll get out of the way. Let Storm have the acid bath. I got
The acid bath.
So I have plenty of room to move. So I'm gonna come all the way over here. And then this is my radius.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, move it to wherever you want to. So you're running in there.
How big it? Okay, that creature looks like it takes up the entire space. How big is that creature?
This one?
It's the entire floor they're on.
Yeah, basically it's huge.
Oh, seriously?
Well, what it is it's a really big sort of cluster of
they're
worms.
coming out of the actual heart that we're in right now.
Right. Correct.
And it's as big as that picture makes it look, so it kind of fills the whole area.
Yeah, it fills up like this. I mean, I guess it's mostly here. Let me draw it.
Okay.
Just-
So the bulk of it is right here, and while the thing is larger, it's basically a bunch of worms, sort of like all twisted together, that came up out of the heart muscle where they had sort of burrowed in, and now, but because of the noise and the vibrations, they have come to the
Actually-
surface looking for fresh food.
And plus, it wanted a wish. They heard her offering a wish.
It heard the wish.
Like, hey,
I wish I wasn't a heartworm.
I wish I was taller.
And then Otto, does he move with me next turn at the bottom of the order? That's the next turn he gets to actually move.
Yes.
Okay. So I don't want to be by that creature. I want to be here and here next to Ardos. And I will cast that like right here to slow down them from entering that space and give Otto a chance to clear on his next opportunity.
Okay.
That's it.
Let me check something here. Okay. All right. Okay, cool. So you're gonna just plant, and that spell is, it just plants like it just freezes a spot of the heart tissue.
I actually got to roll for damage. Blast of cold, 1d6 cold damage, 1 per caster level, plus 1 per caster level. So there is for a reflex, it doesn't fall down, but heartworms can't fall down. The idea is just to make it uncomfortable where worms wouldn't want to travel. You know?
She's tripping a worm.
Doing a pretty good job of it too. You know?
So, do I just roll standard damage and you take a reflex?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they're going to be able to reflex away from it. So they're just worms, and they were sort of moving forward towards Otto and Minagho's body. So yeah, so if you're blasting this into them, yeah, you would just roll damage.
Okay.
If we want to kill this creature, this is probably the place to do it too. You can throw a lightning bolt into that heart or something and stop it probably. If That's what we were wanting to do.
Maybe after Gatto leaves, or Otto leaves.
You got a
Yeah.
reflex save for half damage, I think, less.
Okay. Let me
And it's
see
the
if these
second
worms even
reflex,
have
yeah.
reflex. Oh, they
Yeah.
do. Okay. How do you like that? Okay. So they
Please.
can react to the presence of the cold. But they will take the 17 points of damage. So let me just go ahead and take that off. There we go.
Okay, that's it.
No, you're supposed to actually mark that off.
I did. All right, that's Farina. Gatto, what about you? So you see, I mean, well, from where you are, so you're here by Baru. You don't see the acid creatures moving on Fletcher and Illandar. You don't necessarily see the worms. You did just see Farina sort of lope into that other
Trina
chamber,
loped
though.
in there, and I heard
I
some
guess-
sort of magical energy going off.
I would have said
Um,
something as I loped by. You're right. I mean, if Otto's telling me there's worms coming out of everywhere, because we can have full-on conversations now, I would have shared that as I ran by. I'm just going to try and free
You
Otto
can
up.
see into that heart too, can you, Les? You can probably see that. Yeah, it's,
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
around
there's
the
a lot of
corner
corners
through
there,
some
but
people. I am delaying,
you're
I may-
delaying.
and I may delay the whole round,
Okay.
just to let you know. I got nothing to do.
Okay, so you are delaying.
What are you talking about, Gatto?
Which means 5 other people will also delay.
What are you
Not
talking
the
about?
acid guys. So
What are you talking about, Gatto?
watching
Run in there
Gatto.
and make a deal with him.
there's deals to be made, business to be done. All right, so these guys actually move 10. 1, 2. So it is right next to Illandar, Storm, and Fletcher. This one's
Actually, it can't move up
why?
because Storm's there.
Oh, okay. So it's going to go here, and then it's probably going to attack.
Basically, where it was
Storm.
at, it was up against Storm.
Okay, so it's going to try and avoid this cold spot and sort of throw us a tentacle at an acid tentacle at Storm, which is, I believe.
She's agile.
Yeah, I know. And they're not great with these tentacles either. So no, it's gonna miss her. But so you could see the thing's just kind of like reaching out and that trying to think. It's also sort of sniffing around, and you get the impression that it can smell Fletcher as well. But yeah, other than moving and sending that one pseudopod out, it doesn't do anything.
That's not
notable.
impressive. We can all smell Fletcher.
Yeah.
Rage, you can smell his rage. Lothar. So you're a little bit farther away from everybody. You see Gatto, and you see him sort of doing nothing. He's probably contemplating some sort of deal with the tick, I'm thinking. But you're in the way, so he's probably going to wait until you move before he goes down there. Cuts a deal with him. Now that the tick owns the place.
Okay, so a couple of things. One, did I hear Farina holler out that there were some sort of worms in this cavity?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to make sure I have the
I
movement.
have a fishing pole.
Yeah, I'm going to move.
Grab a shovel.
I'm going to move to here.
Okay.
Brew and I can share the same space because Brew's tiny, right?
Yeah, Brew's not very big at all. So yeah, you could be there.
And then so from here, I can see in and see that there is this mob of worms in the floor, and they're trying to get to Otto.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I'm going to bring Siggy over here too for you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
That's okay. I just want to move the lamp. Here we go. So we can see a little better. Actually, I'm going to put it right here. That's good. All right. So yeah. So yeah, you're standing in the brew, but yeah, you could see there. Yeah, essentially, since it was Otto that ran in there and sort of eviscerated Minagho, finished her off when she was desperately trying to cut a deal with you guys.
Mhm.
It's those vibrations, both Minagho's and Otto's, that the worms felt, and that's what brought them to the surface of they were burrowed into the flesh of the heart, so you couldn't see them. They weren't inside the heart, but once that they felt those vibrations, they knew something was there, and then they came up to see what was going on and maybe get a delicious snack.
Okay. Well, from here I can cast, and I'm going to put blade barrier.
Oh, okay. How big is that?
It's a wall of whirling blades up to 20 foot long per level, or a ringed wall of whirling blades with a radius of up to 5 foot per 2 levels.
50 feet?
So I can put a 25-foot radius. I don't know if I want it that big. So go ahead and give me a 20-foot radius.
But like enclose the
Well,
worm.
that's kind of the point, is to make this worm sushi and to cut off any. I mean, I realize that cutting worms in half doesn't necessarily kill them. I don't know if that's the case with heartworms, but whatever.
There's a 20 foot.
Okay. So no, let me get 15 foot.
Okay. There you go.
That's better. Okay. So I can drop this here.
Mm-hmm.
I can encompass pretty much the entirety of the worm mass without hitting auto.
Yep.
And I don't care if I hit the corpse of Minagho. Okay.
You don't care?
No, I don't.
You're gonna defile her corpse?
I'm good with that.
That one.
With blades, yes, that's all good. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to put it to basically where they're forced to act as if they've passed through it.
Oh yeah, I mean it's right on top of them.
Right,
So,
which means they do get a reflex save.
all right, let me go ahead and do that.
And let me see what my blade
Be a
barrier.
killer DC.
Here's their reef. 11. Is that good
No.
enough?
No, sir.
No.
The reflex save needed to be 20.
Ah, okay.
So per caster level, which means it is
11d6. Wow.
And let's see, they don't have eyes and they go towards vibrations. They're
Well,
gonna-
in this case, yeah.
so this blade barrier, they're going to just try and get to it.
so. Put that right in the middle of them. 36 damage. I assume this acts like a swarm.
Well, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, in a manner. So put that in there. 36 points of damage, and hopefully that gives them the incentive to recede away from auto.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to. So that's an interesting point. You're not necessarily trying to chop them to dice and dice, and that's a side effect. You want to drive them off.
Well, if they want to go after the vibrations, I'm perfectly happy with them jumping into the Cuisinart. So the focus of this spell, besides doing damage, is to make them disinclined to continue reaching out after the cat.
Yeah.
And if it's vibration and auto going in and tearing something up that actually attracted their attention, I'm hoping the vibration of these whirling blades will draw their attention towards that.
Well, certainly. So I just rolled a basic sort of morale check on him to see just a random number, and so yeah, so I think this would do a couple of things. One, the vibrations of the blade barrier, and I'm assuming that it's at least partially embedded in the heart tissue, so it's chopping some of that up as well, and it's doing damage to the worms, which and it's done pretty significant. I mean, 36 points is nothing to sneeze at. It certainly hasn't destroyed them, but it's done a fair amount of damage. So it doesn't like that. And further, I think the blade barrier is probably causing, it's like what Mike said, it's creating a lot of
vibration,
superior for, as opposed to subordinate vibrations,
right,
that would essentially mask any vibrations that Otto was doing. And Minagho's not making any quick moves or anything like that. She's not doing it.
One of those blades comes by and occasionally hits her, then she's
yeah. I mean, so yeah, I think what this would do, and it's their turn. I mean, so do you moved and cast a spell, so you're done, right?
The other thing is, I would I don't know if this counts, but as sort of a swift action, does that heart seem to actually be pumping anything?
It does not seem to be pumping anything. Now it is kind of like making a weird kind of sighing noise, and if you're sort of listening inside, it's kind of hard to hear now, but there is some sort of fluid. There's fluid on the ground, which you don't recognize as being blood, and there is some sort of like, I mean, it's squishy. There is some sort of fluid being moved around, but this is not pumping in the traditional sense, no.
Okay, that's what I wanted to note, because the tick thing previously said that it just wants to be there to suck up the blood. But if the heart's not pumping, where the hell's the blood coming from?
Well, around you saw that the tick was sort of embedded in all these big blood blister looking things, like almost like big blood tumors. So maybe the tick being embedded in the cell wall here is somehow using magic or some sort of force to draw the blood away from the rest of the body to him in order for him to feed.
So it doesn't apparently need a functioning circulatory system to feed.
No, I mean it's been hooked up to this thing a long time. I mean it's an enormous sort of blob at this point.
Right. Okay. That was just my curiosity, because you had never mentioned that there was any beating coming from here. So I assumed his heart was still. Anyway,
yeah, it's making sort of a sighing noise, and you think that there's some fluid movement around it, but and there's like this brownish yellow fluid on the floor of the heart, but the heart's not beating.
So anyway, that's my move. I cast a spell to chew up some worms, and I'm good.
Yeah, you chewed them up, and they do not like this at all. So they begin, and this is a ring, right? So inside the ring is not blades. It's not filled with blades, is it?
No, it's not a dome. It's not a ball of blades. I actually chose to use the ringed wall.
Okay.
But sort of embedded down a little bit. So like you said, it's catching heart tissue and whatnot as well. So that, if they go back down far enough, they'll be out of it.
Yeah, and that's what they're going to do. I mean, they're like, screw this. This is not worth the time when they've, when they can continue eating the sort of dormant heart tissue that they've already been sort of snacking on for however long they've been in here. So yeah, you can see some pieces get flown away and that kind of stuff, and you can see it like sort of bump into it as it's trying to get away, and then it just kind of goes right back down those same burrows that they came out of and disappears.
Okay. Well, the blade barrier lasts for 1 minute per level, and I'm going to leave it there.
Okay. So it's just like whirring around. And every once in a while, an errant blade will huck off a piece of heart tissue and fly over. It's throwing a lot of goo. It threw a lot of goo around when it first came. But yeah, it's chopping away.
Might catch a piece of Minagho here and there.
I think she moved. Get her.
Get her. All right. Ilindar, what do you do? Now, these acid creatures are sort of squeezing towards there, and you see one threw out a pseudopod, so Storm's just gonna flat out attack it.
Yeah.
You think that's wise? I mean,
yeah. So these are all at +3.
32's a hit. 33's a hit. 29's a hit. 35's a hit. Yeah, these are all hits. Did I miss one?
I'm sure these are neutral creatures.
These acid creatures, yeah, they're just basically gelled acid, essentially.
So 34 plus 25 be 59 plus 31, 59. How many hit points do these things have?
This one has 113.
Okay, 59. So I'm up to 90.
You're at 90.
And then 15, so 105. And then another 15, 120.
120, that'll kill it. So basically, Storm just kind of turns and just tears this thing into its constituent bits. And by tearing it apart, essentially, it removes all of the intelligence or cohesiveness that it has. So basically, it just sort of goes and becomes a pool of acid again. Yeah, and just sitting there. Now, hold on a second.
She's supposed to take damage, but
she will.
Everything she's got, the first 30 points of acid don't do anything to her.
Yeah, it's not going to hurt her. So this does 2d8. So yeah, she's got acid dripping off of her claws and teeth, but because of the spell and the resistance, it's not. She's unfazed by this.
Right.
The other one just keeps coming. So
right. Ilindar is probably not going to do anything. Actually, you know what? Storm is going to take a 5.
Oh, sure. Ilindar doesn't do anything to help.
Ilindar told Storm what to do.
Okay.
You guys aren't here or don't let Ilindar in here because Ilindar is helpful. You let Ilindar in the party because Ilindar has a friend that's helpful.
Helpful friend.
Or a package deal. So.
All right. So Storm is just moving 5 foot closer to the second acid creature.
And Ilindar's still up in the saddle, up on her back. So
fighting. Yeah.
She's just going to stay there. And
all right.
At this stage, he knows something's going on in the other room, but he knows the storm is the best one to take on the acid creatures, so that's what he's doing.
All right, Fletcher, you had delayed last time, and Bartos, you were in reserve. But Fletcher, we get to you. We're back to you again. You know that Lothar has cast a spell in there, which has created this this blade barrier, which you could see through the sphincter, which is now stretched wide and open. And you can sort of see it. The worms seem to have gone away, or have retreated. So there's no obvious, combatants at this point.
Tight. Fletcher kind of a growl goes, "Want me to go back and get that tick? I'll go get the tick."
I was going to say, that didn't make Fletcher happy.
That would make Fletcher very happy.
I don't know. What do you guys?
Bartos will say, "Yeah, go kill that thing. It was disgusting.
I'd be careful.
Very evil."
This is a conversation. That thing's got more to it than what it lets on.
If Fletcher runs past Gatto follows.
Okay.
Just to the doorway.
Like I said,
That's it.
But you yell
Okay.
that thing's not as defenseless as you think.
All right, so it's as far as you move, and he's the tick is like, I can sense that you killed the landlady. I guess this house is mine now. And he's, blood's coming out of his mouth and dribbling over his disgusting frame. He's laughing and he thinks this is funny. So Gatto, you just moved through there. Bartos, what do you do?
I think I'm going to go grab Minagho and pull her out of that room, just because there's a chance she might be a wizard or
I want that body.
magic user, and there might be something of value on there.
It's all about that
Okay.
body.
So you're gonna go in there into the heart and just drag her back. Give me a perception check when you get a chance. And Gatto, give me one too when you get the moment. Okay, 31. So Bartos, as you go in and you grab on, you sort of push Otto out of the way into the blade barrier, and and grab onto Minagho. It's like, "Get out of here, cat! We need this treasure!" And begin dragging. You hear what sounds like whooshing noise, like coming through this area right here.
Okay. Like
a
breathing,
whooshing.
maybe?
Well, maybe. It's definitely like a whooshing noise. And Gatto, I will send you what you need to know.
Okay.
How far can I go, Les? Because I'll probably try to drag her into this hallway that seems a little more secure, if I can.
Well, by dragging her, you can go half your movement rate. So if you grab her by I guess her legs, your speed is cut in half. So whatever your speed is, you can go half that many
So
squares.
speed is 60, so I can go 60 basically. Is grabbing a free action, or is that got to count as a move?
It's free. She's not. Yeah, you don't have to grapple her or anything. She's dead.
10, 20. So it takes 30. So I'm basically going to end up where I'm at. Okay.
So you're gonna but you've got her with you, and you drag her back past everybody. Right. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. All right, and that's it for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're back.
Faru's not going to do anything.
We're back to Farina.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to send Baru to follow Fletcher and Gatto, just so I can have some eyes down there.
Okay.
You share about the whooshing noise? The whooshing noise.
Oh,
Did you share about the whooshing noise?
He probably wouldn't have said anything about that. I mean, it's probably just the lungs or breathing or something. That didn't sound dangerous, right, Les? It just sounded like a body function kind of thing.
It did,
Donald
yeah.
just yelled something at you.
At me?
I yelled at Fletcher. I did a whisper to him, so.
Okay.
I guess we're gonna go back and lend support to the tick then.
Oh, but I spelled Fletcher wrong, so.
Not the stomach acid way. So we're gonna head back down here.
All right. What about Otto?
Otto's coming.
Otto's coming. Okay.
And that's it. I'm not gonna make any moves. Oh, there's an acid creature here still, isn't there? Well, I can't really do anything. Weren't they taking arrow damage? They were, weren't they? The acid creatures, weren't they taking normal damage?
Yeah, I mean, you could disrupt them. I mean, that yeah, they don't have any specific DR.
Okay, well, I'll just this one is the one that's still been attacking Elendar and Storm right here.
Yeah, it's basically it has just been they don't move very fast, so it was just coming across the floor of the stomach, and it was just moving, and so of everybody, and so these guys are attracted to vibrations too. So in this case, Elendar and Storm are the ones that are making by far the most the most attention grabbing noises. So yeah, vibrations.
Does a 27 hit it?
Hit the acid creature? Sure.
19 points of damage.
Okay.
And then we're just going to kind of hang tight and see. We're not taking lead on the tick. We'll see what develops. See what trouble Gatto gets himself into.
This sounds like Fletcher trouble is what it is. Because Fletcher kind of, he's always sort of angry about stuff, but he seems completely enraged. His face is red. There's sweat pouring off of him.
Really want to kill this thing.
He's like, I'm going to kill that thing. I'm going to kill him right now. He seems on the verge of just going into an absolute frenzy.
which we've seen before.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess he's a kind of. Fletcher's always kind of pissed off about stuff.
Yeah.
But he seems extra pissed off right now.
Right.
All right, the acid creature is going to try and wrap a couple of tendrils around Storm's feet. Let's do this. It's not going to work, probably. Come on, dice. Where are you at? I just have a thing that says rolling the dice. Thank you. I pressed the button. I know I rolled the dice. Oh, yeah. Let's try and confirm that crit. No confirm on the crit. So one tendril gets you. Let's do the other one. Another tendril misses. So that is going to be 8 points of acid damage. Storm, take that.
Not really.
Well, it does seem to have wrapped a thing around it. Storm's kind of like looking around. You can feel it. And this like gelatinous like pseudopod is on there. And it's dragging itself almost towards him. It may engulf him and try and climb him to get to you. So especially if it doesn't feel like it's doing anything that's helping.
Yeah.
Bardos, you begin to hear that whooshing noise a lot more loudly. And over here, you can see a creature sort of pop out of when you went in there, you saw that there are several tunnels, passageways, whatever you want to call it in this thing, that are that led out of the heart. Through one of those into that led into the region where you heard the whooshing, you see this sort of creature kind of come through, and he's kind of like floating in the air. And it looks like it's kind of looking around, and it's looking around, and it's looking at the blade barrier, and then it kind of like you can see it look at you. This is what it looks like.
It looked like an elemental.
Give me a knowledge check. What would be like a knowledge nature? Are air
Knowledge
elementals
plane if it's an
natural?
elemental.
Yeah, knowledge planes maybe.
I've cast lots of earth and air elementals, so I've conjured lots of them.
Be almost a given unless you roll a 1. There you go.
It's definitely an air elemental and a pretty big one too. But now it's looking at you because you're the only. Now you are on the other side of the portal, right? You have dragged Minagho's body through the sphincter into the stomach area, right?
Right.
Okay. So yeah, so you can see it looking at you. I mean, it's got these kind of like, I mean, it looks like gas, but it's got these little glowy eyes that it's looking at you, and it's kind of like looking at you like, what in the tarnation is that? But it doesn't do anything specific. It doesn't immediately rush to attack. Lothar.
Free action. I'm going to tell people that there's a large air elemental in the other room. Just came there.
You hear Fletcher down in a couple of hallways away going, I'll kill that too.
So
If he doesn't die.
from where we're at this point, would Bardos be able to just close the portal, the sphincter, whatever you want to call it?
Sphincters normally close on their own after a while.
Yeah, in this case, I mean, you could try and pull it closed, I guess, but in this case, you've kind of like stretched it out. I keep doing this. I shouldn't do this. So you guys have kind of stretched it out, and it's sort of stuck in stretched out mode. You assume that it will close eventually, but how long that will take, I don't know if you can like tickle it shut.
Can I massage it?
Yeah, I don't know that that'll work. I don't know if you can tickle a sphincter shut. It's possible, I guess, but
Well, and I guess sort of, I'll do a knowledge planes.
Okay.
My understanding from all the ones that I have seen Illindar summon is that they either
Elementals, not sphincters. Okay.
Yeah, elementals.
I don't know how to summon them.
They either follow the rules of whoever summoned them, if it is summoned, or if it's just an elemental, it's not evil necessarily, right? Hang on, I'm getting.
Yeah, elementals typically are neutral.
Yeah.
So there's my knowledge planes.
All right. 22. Yeah, it's definitely an air elemental. They're typically neutral. And it seems to be looking at you sort of like, well, it's not looking at you, it's looking at Bardos, but it's sort of looking at him with more curiosity than malevolence.
Right.
Although their air elementals are notoriously hard to read, from the point of view of that. Yeah, I mean, you don't know what it's going to do.
What's its facial expression now?
Well, let's go to the tape. It kind of looks like this, like.
Well, based on where the 3 holes are, it looks like a dog looking at you sideways, like, "Well,
yeah, I mean, it seems more, like I said, it seems more curious than angry or like it's going to attack.
All right. Well, my initial inclination would have been to run down and see what these two were getting themselves into. But given that we now have this, I'm gonna finish my turn here and wait and see if that elemental does anything.
Okay. So you're just gonna. Do you want to go on something
Unless,
Go ahead. Go ahead, Gordon.
with air elementals, they speak Aran, right?
Yeah.
They speak. Yeah, I think it's.
Illindar knows that one.
Okay, then I actually speak their language. I can talk to them. I can talk to them and Earth Elementals. So I might actually, as a free action, just ask this thing, where did you come from? I guess.
Okay. And Lothar, are you gonna like ready in action or go on some sort of op fire in case it does attack? And you hear, do you speak Orin? No. Okay. So yeah, you hear Bardos make this noise, and he's looking through into the other room, and you hear Bardos make this sort of like noise, and you're just like, well, it's obvious that Bardos has gone over to the side of the elementals. It must be destroyed.
Thank you, sir. You don't speak whale, Nemo. Stop it.
Like only a more raspy voice, but it's pretty much like Dory trying to.
Yeah. So no, I'm not going to ready in action necessarily. I'm just going to, like I said, pause here. So I did a skill check. I didn't move. I don't know if you want to consider that I did something or that I'm holding my action. Either way.
Well, it was a knowledge check. I don't know that that's going to cost you too much as far as time. They sort of happen at the speed of thought. But so yeah, I mean, if
We're just going to delay from this point.
Yeah, so I'm gonna delay at this point.
Okay. All right. So you let me know when you want to jump back in.
Okay.
And then Illendar and Storm, what are you guys doing? Ooh, 37 hit, 24 hit, 22 hit. Potential crit on the wing buffet. And 23 is a hit.
It's dead.
Yeah, it's only got 61 hit points left. So yeah, you basically discombobulate this thing into its constituent parts as well.
And then gonna take a 5-foot step up, and then
Okay.
Bardo got Illendar's attention when he started speaking Orin.
Yeah, do you speak that?
Yes, because I conjured the elemental, so I have to be able to talk to him.
Right.
Yeah, did the whole like what?
I don't know if you've ever heard Bardo speak Orin before.
No.
Oh yeah, I mean we've worked together for years.
Okay, that's true. That's true.
But yeah, just to hearing him speak it though, I'm like, okay.
He probably taught me how to say it.
Yeah. Who is he talking to? So I'm gonna come back and jump behind him and see what's going on.
All right. So as you go in, you see there's an obvious air elemental, and what you think is there's another one coming out of that same area behind it, and they're just sort of looking. They're just sort of curious. They haven't. So Bardos, they haven't said anything to you yet. They're just sort of standing there and they're looking at Bardos even more curiously. Fletcher, this creature's like, good job killing Minagho. The landlady, she was very bad.
I say, you haven't seen Mad, and I pounce.
Okay, so you just like jump on this guy. He like and vomits all bunch of blood out of the thing. You frighten him and take him by surprise, really. So I'm gonna go ahead and get him into the initiative. Well, he's just surprised, really, more than anything.
You're gonna want to check these numbers, but trust me, I checked them multiple times.
Okay.
Ooh, what was that for?
His initiative.
His initiative.
Okay, my first attack.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
My second attack.
Okay.
My third attack. And my fourth attack.
Okay, let me check his AC. I think he's got an AC of 65. So those are all going to miss. No, his AC is 29. So, and he's embedded in a wall. So, realistically speaking, all of these hit. and he wasn't expecting, so he's flat-footed to boot. Even though he's sort of like thing. So his flat-footed armor class is 24. Yeah, these are hits. So what do you just like carve him up?
Well, we'll see. Damage resistance wise, this is +5 magical and aligned good.
Okay.
So 4 hits. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Jesus.
Damn, son, I can't even count that high. What is that? 95,
160, 170, 180.
180.
180? Really? Even?
Yep.
All right. I don't know. Does anybody witness this absolute shit show that's going on in here?
I did not step in.
Nobody's here.
Nobody witnessed it. All right.
Well, so it didn't happen. We don't believe it.
So a couple of things happen. First, you saw his health bar down. He's still kind of alive, at least for him. But essentially, you go in there, and are you using the sword? That's not just the sword. Is it all sword, or are you using it's pounce? So you're using claws too, right?
All sword. You can make the call on this. I'd probably also bite him.
Ugh. Would you?
Yeah.
In his current frenzy, yes.
I current frenzy, I
he
would.
gets hit points back for that. Kitty pie.
But I don't think he'd do the claws.
He wouldn't do he would prefer to bite him than do the claws?
Yeah.
He's holding a great sword and swinging 4 times in 6 seconds with claws.
Yeah.
I don't know that he would bite. I mean, if you want to bite him, you can bite him, but it's going to be really gross. Because, I mean, by hitting with this greatsword, you're essentially just so a couple of things happen. One,
maybe he bites him first.
You slash through these big blood tumors in this room, so the place just immediately just sort of like glurts out, I mean, gallons and gallons of this stinking blood. It gets all over you. I mean, you're covered. It's covered. The second slash sort of goes across his like hugely distended belly. I mean, his head is like this tiny head on top this huge distended belly with these two little clawed bat-like hands at the end of it, and you can't even see if he's got legs or any other parts below like where the navel would be, because he's so bloated with this blood. But your greatsword just cuts through all that and chops through, and he just does the same thing like one of the tumors. He just explodes onto you with blood. He's screaming. You guys can hear him like this high-pitched whistly scream as he is being essentially emptied of all this blood that he's hoarding inside of him. But Fletcher, you are absolutely covered, and to the point where there's enough blood on the floor of this room that there's probably 3 or 4 inches of blood on the floor that you are now splashing through to get at him.
Horror movie.
Yeah, it's the elevator from The Shining.
So this is a Tarantino film.
If you bite a vampire, can they infect you? The opposite way?
Probably,
Maybe.
yes. I would say.
Maybe.
I mean, who bites a vampire?
They'll have to bite you.
They have to bite you to transfer? I don't know. He's covered in blood that this vampire had in his body. I mean, he's literally like Carrie. He's got it everywhere. It's all over him. He's covered. Doesn't seem to mind it too much either, which is weird in
Oh, a
itself.
bit of a frenzy. Yeah, Fletcher doesn't mind it.
Okay, and you ran forward, so you did move already. So that's your turn. That's it. That's all you're going to do is do 180 points of greatsword damage.
Do I do the bite? Are you going to let me do the bite?
If you want, you could do the bite. That's a miss. No, that's a hit, obviously. So you just where are you biting him? Like on the face?
Any flesh I could find that's reachable, I would bite and tear.
Well, so there's a lot of flesh in here. He's a big creature, so we're gonna have to be able to. So basically, he's essentially it's still a largish head. I mean, it's bigger than your head, but it's on a wildly disproportionately large body. I mean, think of an actual tick, right? The head part is very small, and compared to the blood-filled gross part, that's essentially the same thing. I mean, he was probably 12 to 15 feet around of body, which you have now slashed a couple of times for massive amounts of damage, essentially emptying him. So you can see sort of the inside of this giant blood bladder, which is now sort of emptied out onto the floor and onto you. And there's just his head and then this sort of like open space, which was his body.
Anything that looks particularly vulnerable, he would gnaw into it and rip it out.
That's still not really helping. I guess you would probably go for his throat. I'm thinking you would go for that.
Whatever,
go for his throat. So you just like and leave
and rip it out.
All right, so you do 24 points of damage. So you actually do end up ripping out his throat, and his head sort of like bobs to the side, and you can see him. You see all that blood everywhere, and he begins to. He begins to sort of. It looks like he's sublimating. His body is beginning to become some sort of gas. He is still screaming bloody murder, but now it's that high whistling sound that was very loud. His screams is now sort of just like, and it's coming out of like his throat area, and his mouth is still open, but his throat's all torn out. So it's like, there's blood pumping out of, like not pumping, but just like falling out of there. And the fleshy parts of his body are beginning to sort of sublimate into this gas.
He's melting.
He's turning gaseous, and is going to go back to his coffin. You got to follow that. He's a vampire.
That's what they do. All right, so that is it for Fletcher's turn then.
That's all, huh? That's all you're gonna do?
That's all.
Okay.
Actually, he's gonna like go through his back, take a potion, and then read a book.
No. 204 points of damage. That's the best you could do.
Yeah, that's it. You call that a combat round? My grandma could do better than that. All right, let's see if this looks like anything. No, it doesn't. Yeah, so he's starting to. Well, let's see if we make a use. So yeah, so he's definitely starting to vaporize in some fashion. And beginning to think he doesn't seem to be moving, and that whistling sound is starting to slow, and it's thing. Whatever you think you may have. Well, certainly you may. He's if Gatto, whose turn it is, kind of yells out, "He's a vampire. He's turning to gaseous form. We have to follow him." That sounds fun.
Sure, whatever.
Where's the gas going?
Looks like it's going
it's
out
just
the
it's
upper-
just kind of like coming off of him right now. It's not going anywhere yet.
Okay, I'm just right here now. Then I'm watching
Okay.
it.
Okay, that's all you're gonna do,
Yep.
Bardos. So
Just looking
these
at-
creatures, I mean, so what did you say to them again in Orin?
I think I said something like, "Where did you come from?"
Where did you
Just
come
something.
from? Are you part of, are you here for, did you say something about the lungs or something like that?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just trying to initiate a conversation, basically. Just
Okay.
hello, where are you from? Why are you here?
They're still looking at you curiously, but one of them, the first one, and the other one kind of comes into the room. Well, it's not their turn, so I can't do anything. But the other one uses a free action to say, "We are the breath of life. We are the gases that keep this creature alive." What are you? Are you a virus? Are you here to destroy the creature?
We're a vaccine.
We're an outside entity
We're from Moderna.
that came in to remove Minagho. Do you know who Minagho is?
Do you mean the landlady?
Yes.
We know her. She has entrusted us to provide the breath of life.
You're a vitamin. You're a
Keep doing
vitamin.
a good job.
Do you seek to terminate this creature?
No, we would like to free it and get it out of its misery. Honestly, I would, if it was possible.
Our charge is to provide the breath of life for this creature. If you try to interfere with that, we must stop you.
But we're not here to destroy this creature.
Then
Although
we
we would
have-
like to free it if we can.
Then this creature cannot be freed. But if you are not here to destroy it, if you are not here to stop the breath of life, then we have no quarrel with you.
Good.
Why can't it be freed?
It is forbidden. None can free this creature. None will be allowed to free it. It has always been this way. That has always been the law.
The law of the landlady or someone else?
It thinks for a moment and he says, the landlady told us of the law, but I think it is someone else's law. And she was only the enforcer of the law. Or the caretaker. It's a weird word in Orin. It's like a combination of caretaker, enforcer, that he's describing Minagho with. Like she brought the law.
So this creature
Plus.
is basically being punished for something it did at some point, probably.
Do you ask them that?
Yeah. I mean, I'll say it as a question, I guess.
We know of no transgression that the creature could have committed. It has always been here, and we have always brought the breath of life. Do you give us your word that you are not here to take away the breath of life?
We did not come here to do that.
Do you wish to do so now?
what I wish isn't really relevant to the party. We have to decide that as a group.
Give us your word that you have not come here to determinate the creature or cease the breath of life, and we will leave you in peace.
We did not come here to terminate this creature.
Shall you attempt to now?
Come on.
I will not attempt to do that now.
We will take you at your word, speaker of our language, and we will leave you in peace. And they move back into that other chamber. You can see them sort of like go away. They sort of float into the other area.
That was an amazing diplomacy check from him, considering there's a bladeberry going there that's like digging into the heart. Like, no, we're not here to kill the creature. We're just...
You got so Bartos, when you're talking to these creatures, you get the impression that they are very single-minded. They have a job. That job is to provide the breath of life, whatever that is, to this creature. Maybe they work the lungs. Maybe they're transporting some sort of nutrient material or something like that into these lungs. And that they take their jobs very seriously. And they're like, look, if you're going to interfere with us, then we have to attack you. But if you're not going to interfere with us and you're not going to kill the creature, because ultimately their job, the way that you get the impression was that their job ladders up to the health of the creature, which this is a very unhealthy creature as it is. But they're doing their part. And they are obviously familiar with Minagho. She brought the law is the way they talk about it.
But from Barto's standpoint, he's thinking these creatures are basically saying this creature is alive because of us. We don't care about the heart because the heart doesn't even have to beat anymore because we're keeping it alive. But if you mess with us.
Yeah, or mess with the creature. If you try to destroy the creature, that will, I mean, we are charged. Basically, they're like, this is our responsibility. And if you mess with it, we're going to have to fight you.
Okay.
But they're like, we'll take you at your word. They seem to have assumed that you have given them some sort of promise that you were not going to hurt the creature. So they're fairly simplistic creatures. They're not sophisticated, but they do seem to take their jobs very seriously.
Just make sure after this conversation, you yell back to the rest of us, hey, they believed me when I said I wasn't going to kill the creature.
Bought it.
They bought it.
And of course,
Minagho's like, we're the new landlords. Yeah, this is where you guys could make this your home base.
Nah, I'm good.
I call dibs.
No, there's probably a lot more open organs that you guys haven't investigated yet. That could be great rooms or maybe even a lab. I mean, it's pretty.
Oh, I know
cozy.
that. We're going to investigate the rest after you get rid of the vampire.
It's pretty cozy. Well, the vampire is just about got rid of. So, Bartos, are you going to do anything? You've got sort of Minagho's body with you. But you've basically been talking with these air elementals.
I kind of assume that would take up my turn just talking, but if not, I'm going to search her. Yeah, I'm searching her as soon as I can.
You're going to search Minagho. Okay. Let me go ahead and tell you what she has on her so that we can do that. Now, remember when you guys made the deal with Nazarius, the shadow demon, that he said there were some magic items in here that he specifically wants. And he's like, look, I won't kill you. Just you let me know when you're done.
Yeah, he wouldn't tell us what they were, though.
No, he wouldn't.
So we're not leaving everything. Just because it might be.
I mean, he can meet with us and we can discuss that later. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, Mike?
Wait, I thought he did. I thought he did describe to us the two things that he wanted.
Not that I know of.
Okay.
That would be cool if he did, but.
Well, I don't think he told us what they do, but I thought he described what the items look like because we pointed out, how do we know what to leave behind?
Ring a bell that they were things that we wouldn't want anyway. So made it sound like they were evil items or something.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, I don't think he described them.
Okay.
All right. So you search her. She has a small pouch with these inside of which you have these little sort of smaller like wrappings, like what we used to wrap up cocaine in the 80s. These little sort of like wraps, and there's 3 of those, and then there's 2 small vials. I mean, vials that are like test tube size and shape with corks in them, and some sort of like purple liquid in there. She is wearing a set of studded leather armor that you recognize as being magical, fairly strongly magical. And she also has a magical amulet and a magical ring.
And Gatto is pouting.
Gatto has
Gatto will
had his
never see
fingers in
any
the
of
party booty for so long, whenever somebody takes that opportunity away, he gives it up.
And in
I
case
can
any,
just sense looting. I'm nowhere near it, but I sense something going on.
Sense looting.
in case anybody
Like, I
missed the
lost my
message.
10% cut that they never see.
10%. That's cute.
He uses the party booty as his own personal bank account.
All right, well, I'll grab all that stuff, Les, and I'm sure that's all I'll do for a while.
Okay.
I'll say Gatto is welcome to loot one of the big blood pockets if he wants to. I'm sure
No.
he can have fun with that.
No.
Oh, look, plasma.
So, Jennifer, were you saying that there's something going on with Fletcher? Has he got a?
I had mentioned his ear is bleeding, and after seeing the carnage down here where the tick is, I'm a little concerned.
You can't tell if his ear's bleeding. He's literally covered in blood.
That was earlier. It was noticeable that his ear was bleeding.
Like bleeding, internal bleeding coming out of his ear? Is that what you?
Yeah, like from a strong whack in the head, and I just haven't had a chance to talk to him.
Oh, well, I mean, that probably just makes him better at what he does, honestly.
Potentially.
All right. Well, Farina, it's your turn. It's you and Otto. So what do you guys want to do? There's a very strong smell of blood coming from the south.
I mean,
Otto tells you.
Bardos, we already know. Oh, the tick is. Oh, he doesn't die. I thought he killed him. Oh. So I guess Bardos, you were just kind of hollering down at me, asking me that.
I'm right next to you. I thought.
Oh no, I moved down here to put an arrow in
the acid guy.
Okay.
I just saw your note. I was just trying to get caught up on, because I didn't remember anything being wrong with Fletcher before. I'm not sure where that came from.
Well, other than the obvious.
Phyllis Allendar would have told you something.
Yeah, we've been kind of keeping an eye on him, and Gatto brought it back to the forefront as he was listening to Fletcher go gonzo on the tick.
Well, it only took a few seconds. I mean, he was just like on him, and suddenly this guy was just like exploded.
Voting, I know.
Okay, so he's not dead though. He's still hanging on by his
Well,
thread.
he's not. He doesn't look. Well, when it comes to vampire ticks, alive and dead is sort of like, it's a sliding scale, really.
Mitch is leaving him, so
he does not seem to be moving. His eyes are not open. He's not speaking or making any noise, and his body is, the best way I can describe it is sublimating. It's basically like he's slowly turning into a gas, into this like red mist, which is sort of, or this whitish red mist that's sort of hovering over. But there are pieces of him that seem to be like melting away into this gas.
Well, we've seen vampires go gaseous before.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not there, but for the people who are witnessing it, does it look like the same phenomenon we've dealt with in the past with the vampire demons?
Yeah, what he said.
Gatto, give me perception. It's not exact. Well, I mean, you guys fought a couple of Nosferatu, giant Nosferatu in Red Lands, and they turned into gas when you guys killed them, and they sort of floated away. They turned like instantly once they reached 0 hit points and began to very, very obviously move away from you guys. This is taking a much longer time as his body sort of sublimates, but Gatto, you think that, I mean, he looks like he's turning into a gas. This is,
I'm watching it.
Yeah, he's slowly turning into gas.
He's doing it slower just because he's so big and bloated everywhere in this body, I think.
Yeah, he's even lazy in gaseous form.
He moves 5 feet per square.
Dude.
Lothar, you're up.
We'll be following him for a day to find his coffin.
So, and Farina, you go in there. Oh, sorry. Before Lothar, Farina, do you do anything? You're sort of looking at Gatto. Gatto's looking at the floor, which is about, if you go into this room, it's about 4 or 5 inches deep in blood. Can you see Fletcher from there? I guess you can. You can see Fletcher, and Fletcher's sort of turning around, and he's covered in blood, and there's blood in his mouth. It's all over his face, and he's grinning. And it's, he's got these sharp teeth that are going out, and you're like, maybe he's a vampire.
He's very happy looking.
He's very happy looking, and he is absolutely drenched in blood. The smell is absolutely horrific.
Okay, I'm going to ask Fletcher, are you, how you doing there, Fletch? Looks like you're kind of taking care of the tick here.
I keep waiting for him to yell out, I am satisfactory!
Why, is there more to kill? I can still kill more.
Satisfactory.
Looks like we're all wrapped up here. I back away slowly.
He looks insane. He's just like, is there more to kill? Can we kill more? I want to kill more. There's blood coming out of his mouth. You're not sure. You think maybe he swallowed a little bit of this blood.
Yeah, I'll haste myself back. Tell Otto to keep an eye on Fletcher, and haste myself back and tell Illendar, I think we do have a problem with the Fletch.
I've read that book.
And the
We need to talk about Fletch.
And the intensity. Yeah, that's what I did.
Fletch was a good series of books.
All right, Lothar. So Rita comes running up and goes, I think we may have a problem.
Well, Lothar already knows.
And haste falls off. Thanks. Haste falls off at this point. We still got a couple of rounds of prayer left.
Teacher's pet.
Has anyone run a detective on Fletcher?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Not you.
Oh, okay.
Anybody else run a detective evil on Fletch?
Where's the paladin when you need him?
He's at a family gathering.
What do you think? What do you think, Lothar? It's your turn.
Well, at this point, we're not fighting anything anymore, right?
No, there's no creatures. Although Fletcher, I think, desperately wants to fight something.
Yeah. That's pretty
He seems
obvious.
very interested.
So Gatto's down here. So I'm going to move. Oh, come on. 30. I'm going to move down here. And I'm going to talk to Gatto.
Okay.
But I'm going to observe Fletcher. And
Well, Fletcher's right there. I mean, he's like up to his ankles in blood, and he's covered in blood.
Right. So, do there appear to be any exits out of whatever orifice this is?
The only exit I can see is the one we came in.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't think there is. Yeah,
so
just the one entry.
At this point, with the sort of primary mission done, Minagho is destroyed.
Yep.
Now it becomes something of a sweep and clear, right?
Correct.
And from what I understand, Bardos has promised the air elementals that we won't try to kill this creature.
Well,
what air elementals? What are you talking about?
I'm not
Gatto's
talking
like air elementals.
I'm not talking to Gatto at that point. I'm just saying.
Okay.
we've Bardos has talked to these air elementals, and they've agreed that they won't attack us if we don't try to kill the creature. Is that correct?
Yeah, and by creature they definitely mean the house.
The house.
Yeah.
My house.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, sure. Go talk to the air elementals and see if they're willing to hand over the deed and the keys, and we'll be good. Have at it. So, but at this point, I'm thinking Gatto needs to go up and take point. If we're going to go and do the sweep and clear this place, we need him in front.
Do we need to clear the whole place?
Well, not necessarily.
I want to track down this vampire and kill him.
Okay.
So there's no telling where that's going to take us. But I mean, our job was to get rid of, I mean, our issue was with Minagho.
Well, right. And at this point, we're done. So now it's just a matter of,
Well, I mean, I'd like to get to the living quarters because there might be information here that could help us
I think that's a good idea.
convince, you
That's a
know,
good idea.
we've got a line that we got to convince a very powerful demon of some things, and there might be things in here that's going to help us do that.
right. Well, that's kind of what I was considering with the sweep and clear, right? Find what we can here.
Right.
Information that can be useful to us, or whatever, magic items that can be useful to us, except for the two sort of whatever ones that we're not
Also,
supposed
we
to.
don't know what they are. We're grabbing everything.
Well, but I think if we come across something that actually just palpably radiates evil, nobody here is going to touch it.
Right.
There might be one person. There might be one person here who could do that without penalty because they're sort of on the neutral scale. But still, it's not worth the risk.
I think we all know who we're talking about.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. I'm just saying, if he accepted the wish, it wouldn't have been that big a jump. That's what I'm trying to say.
We wouldn't have been able to tell.
We might not have noticed for weeks. So I guess what I'm getting at this point, and I understand sort of the benefit of we need to find out where this gaseous form is going. But if there are no apparent exits from here, it's going to go back up where we're going anyway. And I'm trying to get everybody away from Fletcher so I can talk to Fletcher, or at least not necessarily talk to him, but sort of, like I said, observe him and see if I can tell if anything's wrong with him.
Hey, Matt.
I left the room.
Because he does seem to be sort of involved in an epic bloodlust, but that's really not all that far outside of Fletcher's normal behavior.
That's, yeah. You talk about normal behavior.
Hey, there's Matt.
Hey guys, so sorry I'm a little so late.
We
Kill Fletcher.
were hoping that we were hoping that wherever you were for your family Easter dinner, you're like, hey, I'd love to stay and talk about stuff, but I got to get back in my D&D game, so I'll catch you guys later. You know, that kind of thing. And just be sitting on the couch while everybody else is talking, you know, on your phone, and like, I have my character sheet.
I have had my Prince Humperdinck moment. I got demons to slay. I got Iomedae.
This isn't the only one.
I'm swamped.
All right, so as you guys are sort of talking, so as Lothar, you're sort of coming down here and you're talking a little bit to Gatto and maybe casting an eye at Fletcher to see if he's okay. You do see that ultimately the entirety of the flesh of the tick has metamorphosized, and there is this really substantive sort of gas cloud that is kind of like meandering away. It's not moving as fast as the Nosferatus did, but it is kind of moving past Fletcher and sort of towards the hallway. It's actually moving towards Gatto.
You had to pick on the tick, huh? He was not going to mess with us at all.
You guys want to?
Oh,
tell Flashart what happened to the tick?
He wiped the tick out in 6 seconds.
Yeah, he one-shotted it.
Yeah, he did 205 points of damage to the tick, singing the whole time.
And he bit him.
He is a vampire, though, right? That if we don't find his,
we don't know if Fletcher is yet.
Yeah.
Oh, we're talking about the other guy.
So yeah, there's mist moving more slowly that we're going to follow and try to locate his lair to destroy him permanently. But at this point, we may have bigger fish to fry.
Bigger Fletchers.
Are you saying any of this in front of Fletcher, by the way?
No. One doesn't piss someone off that does 205 points of damage in 6 seconds.
wow.
But he looks happy.
Yes. Psychopaths covered in blood tend to look happy.
From out in the hallway, Gatto yells, "No, Lothar, don't kill Fletcher."
Oh, Gatto wants to be flame strike.
All right, so what about the rest of you? Flashart, you're back. Bardos, as you come back and the worms have disappeared, you do see behind you in the heart is a really substantive blade barrier sort of just chopping away. It doesn't seem to be chopping on anything. It has hollowed out a little bit of the heart tissue, but it's not. It has chopped away everything that was in the way. So it's just sort of hovering there. almost like weirdly sort of looking embedded in the thing, but it's still going. You see Bardos on the other side of the sphincter door, and he's essentially rummaging through Minagho's body. So he's looting. Farina and Ilindar and Storm are sort of on the other side there, and they're watching the looting. And you can hear Gatto down the hallway yelling, "Hey, is somebody looting? I hear looting going on!" You know, that kind of thing. Because Gatto
Bardo says, "There's nothing on her. I can't find anything.
I can't find a thing." So you're not really sure what has happened, but you're like, "How long have I been asleep?" But yeah, so at this point, nobody is really in combat. So I'm going to go ahead and take us out of combat. What do you guys want to do? And let me say this is that this cloud, Lothar, you see it, and it's just kind of moving towards Gatto, which you suspect is it. You don't think. Well, honestly, you don't think that it can attack Gatto. You think it's trying to get past him.
Right. And so it may show us the way. And if Gatto's there, he can look for the secret door or whatever it goes through.
Mm-hmm.
Or possess him, one of the two.
Yeah. Okay. Well, once that moves by, like I said, I'm going to pretty much turn my attention to Fletcher.
And prayer goes away as well.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, prayer's gone, haste is gone, everything.
Anybody else have trouble getting to roll 20 tonight?
I didn't.
I did a little bit.
All right, I'm having no luck. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna cross out and come back in.
Okay. Gatto, as you sort of, I see you're sort of like
I'm backing up.
Yeah, you're backing up and sort of watching the gas as it moves forward. You back up and you look around and you find yourself in quite a large sort of, blood vessel is, it's not really a blood vessel. It's just sort of a weird wide spot. It does, these hallways very much feel like you're inside of a blood vessel. It's pink and rubbery. The walls are, you can press them and that kind of stuff. But this one just seems like it's a wider area. There's a couple of places too where there are. Hold on, let me check something here. Yeah, there are sort of other passageways that sort of go off in different directions.
Okay, I know that there's a passageway here and in this big one here. I'm waiting to see where this cloud goes.
Okay. So he comes. He comes to see. He's not going down the side passage. Okay. So you can see a couple more of those sphincter-like entryways. Hold on. I want to make sure I'm taking him the right way. There's really no express way to get to the colon.
Hey, Lothar, Fletcher, follow me.
So yeah, so you can see there's one here. There's like one of those little
hatchways.
There's another one like right here, which is sort of raggedy looking and that kind of stuff, and another one right here. But instead of going through all those, because you're not sure a gaseous form can open a sphincter, it goes, it passes you.
Gas can open a sphincter just enough that they escape.
Happens all the time.
It usually makes some sort of noise.
Hold on, I got to tweet that.
Tom's an expert in that. That's how he knows all these technical terms and exactly how it works.
Hold on, gas can open a sphincter. Sphincter is a very difficult word to type.
I agree. Weren't we using a less egregious euphemism last time? Portal. Ass portal.
Reaction. Brina's going to tell Bardos and Ilindar they're all following the gas through a sphincter according to Ido.
Okay.
I love this game. They're all following a gas. So Lothar, you and Fletcher you hear Gatto yell out, "Come on down this way and help me follow this gas through this sphincter." And you guys are like, "Well, can't wait." Go there. Otto's there. So
Gatto.
He's right.
Lost Gatto.
Yeah, I lost Gatto. I can't see him.
You guys can see him right here?
No.
No.
Oh, you
well,
went
we
down the wrong
I followed
passageway.
the smoke over here.
No, you went down the wrong passageway.
I
You guys
followed
have got to be over here.
Oh, there it is. Got it.
So he went down, the gas went down this passageway. That other passageway dead ends.
Hey, Bartos cut
Yes,
through his stomach. Isn't he gassed or something, or acid cutter? No.
I didn't do that, actually. I took the regular path.
All right. Matt, you want to follow him or are you going to stay in the heart?
I'm going to follow them.
Okay.
Sorry, roll 20 was really slow for load, but I'm now in. So
You're in? Okay, cool.
all right, so I will follow them.
Can you see where to go?
Well, I see somebody here. No, that's a dead body.
That's Minagho. That's Minagho that
Okay.
Down to here.
that Bartos dragged out of the heart and looted. I'll move you down to where everybody is.
I see him.
There you go. Okay.
You guys,
So yeah, so you guys are going out in this area. So you see a lot of these like portals. There's one right here. There's another one right here. There's one down here that you guys don't go in. This creature goes down this way though. There's like a almost like a it's not unlike the sort of weird pinkish rubbery passageways that you guys have been going through. This passageway is different. It's much paler. It seems to be filled with sort of like this bluish gray sort of mist of sorts. Gatto, you pass through the
Pass through him. I want to get in front of him again.
Okay. So you're running through there. All right. So he just keeps on trucking through here. And keeps moving through these passageways. You feel you guys are going deeper and deeper into the creature. Sounds are muffled, that kind of thing. It certainly smells different. And I don't necessarily mean bad, just different. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out which way he is going to go to get there. He's got to go through that. Ooh. Okay. All right. So he's going to, I'm going to pass you, Gatto, and go down to the end of the corridor. Is everybody moving there, guys?
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah.
Okay. So this specific tube seems to be a long one, and this creature keeps kind of going.
It goes down, over. Is it going to go up next?
Yeah, you guys are definitely moving through this.
Penab land. What are we doing here?
Hang on, I lost my bird.
Yeah, I get him.
Oh, we lost Baru.
Okay.
And you guys, hey, Bartos and Brew, you can't just wander around inside the flesh.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to follow. Am I in the wrong spot?
Yeah, you're in the walls.
In the walls, man.
Where do I gotta go?
Here, I'll bring you.
Am I in the walls then too?
There you go. Yep. No. Yeah, that would be the walls.
I was trying to follow Fletcher, but he disappeared on me.
All right, I'm gonna let everybody catch up to where they want to be before I move
Okay.
them again.
So I'm just staying in front of him, kind of backing up and watching behind me.
Bartos, you want to be there close to the front of the line? Okay.
Everybody here? Everybody got their
I don't see Elendora.
Everyone's in the colon.
What was that movie besides Inner Space? That was the first one, The Incredible Journey or whatever.
Fantastic Voyage.
Yeah, we're on Fantastic Voyage here.
Can you move Mike? Because he's not here.
Where'd Mike go?
Take a potty break or something.
What? The what?
Am I at the end of a tunnel?
Hold on, I'll get to there. Let me move Mike first.
Yep.
All right, so kind of. It passes through. There's sort of like an intersection here. Let me check the way this works. Yeah, there's another passageway above you. So you can pass here. I'll just move you to the continuation. It goes to here.
Okay.
And it's continuing to move.
So I kind of have to crawl up to get there.
You kind of have to go below. So there's another. You can see that there's
okay.
another passageway sort of compressing down. So it's a little. You have to crawl, not crawl, but you have to kind of hunch down a little bit to get through.
Okay.
Yeah.
1 second, real quick. What's this red behind me?
That is the hallway beginning to transform back into something
else.
Into something else. Yeah. The pale mist area is not happening anymore.
Okay.
Make sure you take lots of photos for our new Airbnb.
I'm doing a perception check on this area. Is any of this dangerous? Ah, shit. Nope. Perfectly fine.
Looks great.
Seems fine. Yeah. So and it keeps moving and continues.
Guys, you're passing the mist also now. Just letting you know. So,
am I going the right way or am I going the wrong way?
The mist just passed you, Gato.
Oh.
All right. So there is a open sphincter there that it passes through.
Hey guys, there's combat here.
Sphincter.
Fletcher, come on.
Gas went through the sphincter. Got it. All right. I'm passing through the sphincter.
Okay, so Fletcher passed me. I'm making sure that the gas is coming this way, or is it going to the left?
It is going into this kidney area. So this
I'm
looks
here,
like,
okay.
yeah, it is coming into here. These creatures don't seem to be paying it any mind, but they do seem to be paying you a significant amount of mind. And here's what they look like. So,
We've seen these guys before, haven't we?
I don't think so.
These aren't those spidery things that were in that other hellish place that up on the ceiling?
No, I thought there was mosquitoes at first, but there's something.
I thought these
They
were
are not mosquitoes, but they're in there and they're watching you. You guys haven't gone in, I don't think.
I'm about to go in. Illendar, hit me with invisibility.
Hey, you don't want me to kill these
You're a
things?
muffled thing way from the back. What?
Illendar, come up here and give me invisibility, quick.
I could just kill them. What are you doing?
Hit me with your best shot.
While you're fighting them, I want to follow this thing.
Oh,
Shit.
okay.
All right, so let me get everybody off of the turn order here. So they aren't moving towards you because as you look at them, you see that they are embedded in the flesh. So you saw how they look like, right? Here, just make sure.
Yeah.
You see how they have these appendages that are sort of sticking around?
Yeah.
They kind of look insectile, but they're like no insect you've ever seen. But they are the bottoms of those appendages seem to be stuck in the ground. So they seem to be maybe immobile, maybe? I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Okay.
Or those are their proboscis things sucking more flesh out of here.
This area smells horrifying.
Do we get a surprise round?
Well, they're not surprised. I mean, they're just so the creatures are going in there. So what are you
Unless somebody stops me, I'm attacking.
you're just gonna run in there and attack.
Yep.
Okay. Let's okay.
I'll back Fletcher's play.
Hold on there.
Yeah.
Gato. All right. Do you tell anybody anything, Gato?
No, I didn't have time to wait. You see me rummaging through a pack, grab a potion, pop the cork, and drink it.
And then he disappears.
Gee, there's a surprise.
It's a potion of teleport back home.
No, if he had one of
Full
those,
strength was 11 minutes. Is that still on?
No, it's not. It's been a while. All right. So Gato, you see your thing?
Yeah, give me some light.
Okay. Un momento. Good.
So no haste, no prayer, no bless, right?
we got nothing going right now.
No.
All right. And so Fletcher, what do? You just run. Remind me what you guys did. You just run in.
Yep. Well, that's me. I'm going to pounce.
Okay. So which one are you pouncing on?
This one to the south.
Okay. So you just run in and jump on him. Okay. So you will go to there.
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead and roll sort of a surprise round, and then we'll get to what they do.
Without all the buffs, it's not nearly as much fun. First attack.
That's a hit.
Do you want me to just roll damage as I go? I don't know how tough.
They're AC 24, so they are moving as far as they're rooted to the ground.
There's the damage.
Okay.
If it's not dead, then I'll do second attack.
Second attack.
Yeah, so wait, no, the 41 will cut it down. So you basically just chop it completely off, and it dies. However, when it dies, it releases an absolutely horrifying stench. This is called putrid stench. And I need everyone within, how far does this go? 10 feet. So it's probably just
Fletcher right now.
Oh, sorry. It's 30
Fletcher.
feet. So let me go ahead and do that.
I think I'm gonna get caught in it. Maybe Bardos.
It's a fortitude save.
Yeah.
I want to see the area effect first, though.
What's the effect, Les?
Stench. So yeah, it's a fortitude save, and the DC.
Am I in a? Are we in the range? I can't see that.
I don't think androids have a sense of smell.
You are in it, and who is that I see right there? Who's that?
What's the DC?
No, they do.
That's Bardos. Yeah, you're. Do you have a sense of smell, Bardos? Are you immune to?
Yeah, I do.
Odor?
I have pluses for paralysis, poison, and stun effects. Immune to fatigue or exhaustion. Immune to disease and sleep effects. Is it a disease?
No, it's not a disease. It's a extraordinary power. It's just that it releases these
gaseous spores.
Yeah, this horrifying stench. So the DC is 21. So Fletcher, Flashheart, and I guess Bardos, you make the call. I think you're out of it. You're not inside it. Can you guys see the blue squares?
I can't see it.
Oh, okay. So hold on a second. Let me.
Can't see it.
I think it's just
Put
Flashheart
it on
and
the wrong
Fletcher.
layer.
Well, I'm making my roll. DC
No,
20.
I just didn't allow you to see it. Hold on.
You're going to be invisible to everyone.
Did you say 21? Because if so,
21 is a DC.
I made it.
Okay, so
Bardos is out of it.
So here's the thing: a creature that succeeds its save is sickened for a round and is then immune to the stench for 24 hours. If you don't save, you are nauseated for 1d4 plus 1 round. So Fletcher, is that 17 yours?
That's me.
All right,
14.
you chop into this thing, and it basically just blows this absolutely horrifying garbage smell right into your mouth, essentially.
Yeah.
And you are now nauseated for 3 rounds. So nauseated so you're sickened, Flashheart. But nauseated experience creatures with nauseated condition experience stomach distress. You are hurling. You cannot attack, cast spells, concentrate, or do anything else requiring attention, and you can only move 1 action per turn while you are vomiting profusely for the next 18 to 20 seconds.
Okay.
All right, so you are barfing.
I chose my mercy is sickened at 6th level.
Did you? All right, so then you are fine.
I'm fine.
You're just like, oh god, that smells.
But I'm trying to remember if I don't think that I haven't used this for so long. I can, if he's nauseated, that won't help him if I cast mercy on him, right? I think
unless you have mercy nauseated, yeah, no, it won't help him.
It's
Sickened won't help
nauseated.
him.
Yeah, I think I chose something else instead of nauseated. I chose sickened.
He is sickened, and that whole area I mean, you guys can smell it in the hallway. You're just like, I don't know what Fletcher just did, but man, that is a horrifying funk.
Nobody light a match.
Nobody light up match. We could die. All right, let's roll a niche.
I'm gonna have to fight Fletcher now. Is that the plan?
It's pretty good initiative for a plant.
Yeah.
That's a real good initiative for a plant.
The 20 is Gatto. He's just invisible.
They look like mosquitoes. Is it like a mosquito kind of thing?
Kind of. They don't look like they're sucking anything out, but they're technically they're plants. All right. So who am I missing? That's Gatto. So who am I missing? Fletcher, did you roll?
I'm in there.
7.03. All right. Oh, there you are.
I get to go first in the second round.
Illendar, Fletcher's in there. Farina got a 28. Very nice.
Flashheart is not in there.
Neither is Farina. So let me get you in there.
Hey, when the gas take off without me?
We're distracted.
You were distracted.
Oh, you're in that smell too, Gatto.
Okay.
I need a fortitude save from you. 25. Okay, so you are only sickened for a round.
For 1 round.
Yep.
Did that guy pass me?
Yeah, he's moving more southerly. Hold on a second, I gotta check something. I'll get to you. Let me get to the turn order.
Okay.
He's only
And
second for 1 round.
It's not all
Second for
about
one.
you, Gatto.
It's about this vampire that I'm following.
Lothar, you got a 1602.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
it's just,
no, I have the bound together so I can move them together. And
gotcha.
for whatever reason, it put my initiative in under Siggy instead
That's
of.
fine. I got everybody. I think so. Farina, Gatto, Bardos, Lothar, Illendar, Flashheart, Fletcher. Yeah, I think I got everybody. Okay, cool. All right, Farina, you go first. So, Gatto, you are sickened for a round, but yes, let me take care of something real quick for you. Just being kind of a pain in my butt there. It went through there. You see him?
Yep.
Can
Yep.
I hear
Okay.
Fletcher hurling? Can I hear him?
It would be pretty loud. I bet you hear him.
You could hear him yakking. I mean, you hear Flashheart going, "Oh, that's horrifying," and then you could hear what sounds suspiciously like Fletcher vomiting profusely.
Okay. So Farina's going to go to his aid. I've got that Tintavial seed. It's just a little alchemist.
You can't keep moving him if it's not his turn.
I know. I'm just putting you there for right now.
Okay.
So I'm going to give him a dose of Tintavial seed, which should cure his nausea.
All right. Are you going to run in there? Because then you need to make a fortitude save.
Oh, yeah. I guess I'm going to have to. Yeah. I'm gonna have to.
That smell hits you like a brick to the face.
I've got 3 doses and I've got them all in my hands. So
Okay. All right. So let's see your save.
Okay, and Otto's. I'll put that up in a second. We're not, neither of us. Well, Otto's actually going to attack, so I guess we need to know that.
Well, he has to make a save too.
Yeah, I know. Oh, hang on. Here's me.
Ooh, you are now puking. You did not get to deliver the thing. That's the smell just got to you before you got to Fletcher.
literally,
Now
I get
you're
to-
vomiting next to him.
Didn't even get to the ring? Okay.
And you're going to be for 3 rounds as well.
Well, I've got it in my hand, no less. I mean, can't I feel that coming
You know,
out?
I mean, you get to him, but by the time you get to him, I mean, you can hand it to him, but now you're throwing up too.
That's fine, but then like I said, I had 3 doses in my hand. So
To say you got one in your hand, you need to use it on yourself.
yeah, exactly.
But if you're sickened, if you're nauseated, you can't.
Yeah.
So nauseated creatures with a nauseated condition experience stomach distress. Nauseated creatures are unable to attack, cast spells, concentrate, or do anything else requiring attention. The only action a character can take is a single move action per turn.
Well, putting
So
something in
you're
your mouth is
violently
rude.
vomiting. You can't even give it out medicine or anything like that. I've been there.
When I hold it in my hand, I mean, you can grab a.
Yeah, that's a move action, isn't it?
Yes, but she's actively vomiting at this point. How is she going to swallow the tintabulin thing? I've never tried to eat something while I was throwing up.
Les, you crush it in the face. It's a smell thing. It's not a swallow thing. You crush the seeds in the face. Do you want me to read it to you?
No, that does change things a little bit. I guess you could do that as a move action. You won't be able to do it this round because you're immediately and violently ill.
Right.
But you will be able to do it next round. Now, what do you do? Do you hand the other one to Fletcher, or are you going to crush it in his face?
Well, if I automatically got hit, then I'm trying to get myself back in shape so that I can then help him.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't even know how far you're letting me get into the room when you say I get hit.
Well, yeah, I think you would get to him because you still can move.
Okay. And I told you I had the 3 that I have in my hand when I came in.
Right.
So all I can do is basically what you tell me. I don't know. You just tell me.
So I think I don't think you're going to be able to. You didn't expect to have to use it on yourself, so you're not really prepared to do that. You immediately begin throwing up. So next round, you can use your move action to stay still and crush the thing in your face and enact it. That will cure you, but Fletcher will still be throwing up. And then you can fix him.
Okay.
Okay?
Let me roll on.
Ooh, Otto's now hurling as well. So he is nauseated for 5 rounds.
Okay.
Cats he's got scent, so that makes sense. I mean, he would be more sensitive to it. But he's yakking up a big hairball right now. Okay. Our turn. What are these guys gonna do? So you see this one sort of make, so it's a plant, technically it's a plant, but it's making this kind of like kind of thing, and a huge piece of this like horrifying brown gook comes shooting out of like, it's, this thing has is like an orifice, and it shoots right at Fletcher.
Orifice attack.
It's an orifice attack. Now you are, you have no dex bonus, and because you're nauseated. 24 hit you?
Yep.
Oh, so this is an awful. It says fling awful. As a standard action, this creature can cough up a wad of refuse and spit it at an opponent. Any creature struck by this takes 2d10 points of bludgeoning damage. And is exposed to disease. So let's go ahead and do that. So first of all, it hits you so hard that it does 10 points of damage as it hits you in the body, and you are exposed to disease. I need another fortitude save from you.
Okay.
28. Okay, so you made that save. For whatever reason, none of this stuff got into your mouth, probably because a whole lot of other stuff was coming out of your mouth and sort of formed a vomit barrier of sorts.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's just sort of thing. This one is going to throw its, well, no, it's not going to do that. It actually is going to unplug one of its like those gangly arms that it had into the kidney, and it's going to go like unplug it from the thing and smack Otto with it.
Gross.
And that's at +10.
When we go back to the hotel, I'm planning to fill a bathtub full of holy water so we can all
Does 18, yeah, you guys are gonna be gross. Does 18 hit Otto if he doesn't get his dex?
Jennifer?
I said no.
Oh
no, it does.
Oh,
It does
yeah.
not hit him. Okay, so Otto manages to duck out of the way, still vomiting all over the place, but the thing manages to miss him with this appendage. But you can see him rearing back for another swat. That's the creatures. Yes, the answer to your question is yes, Dan.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna move here. Hold on. Let me fix something real quick. Done. Okay. You see this thing go into heat. Whoops, I'm moving you. That was an accident. You see this thing go into this area, which is different, very different, sort of like an intersection there, and begins moving south. Give me a perception check.
Oh.
26. Let me check my notes here. The smell is starting to get frightening down here. It's not like the plant smell that they're all dealing with right now, but it smells like rot and waste.
Okay. I'm gonna let me see what I can here.
And it's moving into there.
Okay, I'm following. I'm gonna grab something out of my disguise kit, some sort of cloth or handkerchief, cover my mouth with it.
Okay.
Just see if it'll help at all. And I'm following.
It move a little more.
I'm gonna.
Okay. The cloth seems, as you continue to follow this gas, the cloth seems woefully inadequate.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay. All right,
I'm gonna light it. Oh man, I'm gonna light a tinder twig.
Okay. Okay.
It's like lighting a match,
Uh-huh.
See if it'll burn off some of the methane.
Uh-huh.
That's really? Are you
Really?
Methane bomb in 3, 2, 1.
Well,
Are you actually gonna light a match?
yes.
Because it smells
Cherry bomb.
it smells horrifying in here.
Oh, that's a lot then.
That's
If it
not
was
a
just
good
a little,
idea.
I would do it, but not if it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Well, we're about to hear a whoop from down the hall.
Yeah, I know. No, I'm not lighting one. God
I'll
damn
just
it.
I'll just get this in place right now.
I am following.
Okay.
Boy, Les threw us all a mercy right there because
You
I know
see this
some bad
place.
things happen.
So where the creature is, and it is actively burrowing into
I
this.
know.
It looks
Oh,
like
God.
I'll just be blunt. It looks like a huge compacted mass of shit and blood and bile that this thing has now, the gas has now sort of settled into and is disappearing. Give me another perception check.
Are you saying we're fighting turd demons here? Is that what you're saying, Les?
I think Les enjoyed making this dungeon a
Yeah.
bit too much.
It's a turd vampire.
Are we going to come out here and it's going to be Chet from Weird Science?
22. You also see what look to be some sort of white worms, probably about 6 inches long, sort of burrowing around in it. There seem to be hundreds, maybe thousands of them.
I've seen this movie, Lair of the White Worm. Peter Greenaway.
And then we'll stop there for your turn.
Yeah.
We'll stop here. We'll
Back
stop there
up
for you
north
to throw.
in the funk. Bardos, what are you doing? So you saw Farina and Otto run into the room. They immediately hit that smell and were just like, oh my God, all over the thing. Everybody's now like the cats. Otto is vomiting all over the place, and he's making those kind of things that cats do when they, when they like their whole body is going to come shooting out of their mouth. He's doing that. Flashheart is just like, oh God, I can't even breathe. And everybody's vomiting. Baru seems fine.
Lothar?
Oh.
Lothar is about 20 feet behind you.
Just leave all your
Not
magic
Lothar.
weapons here.
Where's Gatto is who I'm looking for. Where did Gatto? He's
No
still
No
around the
idea. You saw him.
campfire.
I don't know if you saw him. You might have seen him drink a potion, but you don't see him around anymore.
Yeah.
But he went down. He's going south, right?
Yes.
Well, he said he was going to keep chasing the vampire.
Right. All right. Well, I'm going to step in this stuff, and that's going to be a
Okay.
fortitude save, right?
It's going to be a fort. Do androids vomit? 25. No, they do not. But you
Not
are
this
sickened
one.
for a round.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of a questionable. I mean, yeah.
In what sense?
I mean, they're immune. Well, just as far as they're immune
Oh,
to
as far
disease.
as androids? Yeah, the immune to disease is
Yeah.
good because these guys look like they throw around a fair amount of disease. In fact, that was the second fortitude save that Fletcher had to do was against the disease from getting hit by that like brown trash that it shot out. So yeah, there's
Right.
it's funky. So being immune to disease, but it's still you have scent receptors in your sensory apparatus, and they're
but-
being overwhelmed by this funk.
Yeah. Okay. So am I basically having stepped in there? Can I not move now for a round, or
You could still move.
or
You're
do I
just
still have a
sickened.
move action?
Yeah.
Okay. So 10, 20, 30. So I can do 2 moves then.
Sure.
So I'm trying to follow
Sickened, you can
Gatto.
still do a lot of stuff. So sickened characters take -2 penalties on attacks, weapons, saves, skills, and ability checks, but they can still move around. They can still do stuff.
Okay. I'm just trying to catch up with Gatto. I'm trying to
So
find where Gatto went.
You're peeling through and out of that room.
Yep.
Okay. Going down that way. All right, cool.
That's about 60, I think.
Yeah, that looks about right. All right, Lothar, you just saw Bardos go into the room. Beyond that, you don't know where everybody is. You do hear the unmistakable sounds of people vomiting.
Okay, so I'm going to move to here.
Okay. Oh God, it smells.
Yeah, but I'm outside of the range of the truly bad.
Yeah, it's not going to negatively impact your abilities to do stuff.
And I'm going to put a spiritual weapon right here.
Okay. Your spiritual weapon is a bow, unless I
It is a bow.
Okay. Where are you going to put it? Show me again.
Right in front of this plant thing here.
Okay.
And then I'm going to fire at that guy.
Sorry for my crappy art.
That's
I love your
All right, fire. Natural 1.
Well, you can't really fumble with the spell.
Well, the arrow with an arrow, it can,
but
yeah, it can go awry into something else. So roll to confirm the fumble.
Okay.
Let's see what happens. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's something.
It looks like a little dragon. I think Les is giving you an upgrade.
Does look like a dragon.
11 is also a miss. So that is technically that is a confirmed fumble. Now it's a spell, so nothing really bad can happen to it. But let's see what happens.
There's no friendly in the direction of the fire.
All right, so errant aim. Reroll attack against the next nearest creature to the original target. So who's closest to this guy? So it's either Fletcher or the other creature. So let's just take a look. I think it's I gotta be honest with you, I think it's Fletcher. So I'm going to do from the center of their square to the center of the other square. So according to this, 11.1 feet, center of this square to the center of that square, 13 feet. Fletcher. So you take another. Well, no, it's just another shot. It doesn't automatically hit. So you take another attack at this time at Fletcher. Roll to confirm. 17. That hit you?
No.
No.
Are you sure? You're not. I mean, you're discombobulated. You don't get your dex.
I know, but still no.
Still a miss. Okay, so it is a hit. It does do damage. It does get exploding dice. So go ahead and do damage to Fletcher as the arrow shoots into him. And you're like, Arastal, help me here.
Hang on, I'm busy calling bullshit, but hang on.
The fumble charts never lie.
Yeah, that's still bullshit.
What? 4 points of spiritual arrow damage to Fletcher. Fletcher, I think you're vomiting so hard you probably don't even feel it.
Yeah. Especially
Right.
after DR, only 2 gets by. So
Only 2 big spots. All right, so yeah, it's a you feel a pinching noise. You're like, what was that? All right, so is Siggy gonna do anything?
I'm trying to pinch you out of vomiting.
yeah,
Works on kids. I don't know.
it could be a shot.
All right, so Lothar, is that it for you, or do you want to like rush into the vomitorium?
Well, no, because I've moved and I've cast a spell. So
Okay. Ilindar, are you here? Is he here? Okay.
So move up.
Okay.
Ask Lothar what's going on.
Smell is getting absolutely heinous.
Yeah, I'm kind of covering the rear, so I'm just asking Lothar. Hey, that's Interesting smell you've discovered.
It's repugnant.
So that's pretty much what I'm doing.
Oh God, really? Is that really what you're doing?
That's what I am doing.
Okay. All right. So Illidar,
Heads up.
is that it for Storm? So you can see into this other area, as can Baru and Illidar. Give me a perception check.
And if Ilindar moves behind me and starts having a conversation,
He can.
I'm going to ask him if he can flood that area with air elementals.
Ooh, okay.
I'm a priest. I don't know, but
I'll say I can, but it requires me ditching Storm first, and it takes me a minute to bring Storm back. When I try to bring her back, I can't have Storm and the air elementals here at the same time.
yeah. Well, I'll explain to you what I have seen. That everybody's in there vomiting because of whatever noxious thing these plant creatures are doing, and then it's up to you whether you think that's beneficial or not.
I mean, I can have Storm stand kind of where we're at. She's got two big old, like 10
Hands.
wings. She can start fanning
Buffeting.
her towards that room.
Yeah.
But it's
That'll work.
less call as to how effective that is because it's not covering the rules anywhere. But like I said, she puts enough wind under there to lift
Several thousand pounds into the air.
We guess she's a couple thousand pounds, so she can move enough wind to lift several thousand pounds. Just down on the ground, she should be able to shove a whole lot of air.
Yeah, dragons are really tough.
Wind beneath her wings.
Yeah.
All right, so that's a possibility. So Baru, you and Illindar both look into this other area, and this looks like the other kidney. And you can see there are these creatures sort of embedded in it in the kidney tissue, and they're just gross looking. They're just sitting there, but they're not doing anything.
Then I have no interest in engaging.
Okay. All right, so you're just gonna hang out there. Baru sees the same thing.
I'm just kind of covering the back, so that's kind of what we're doing. And actually, I forgot, I'm actually on Storm, so.
You're riding Storm?
Yeah.
Riders on the Storm. Sorry, I had to do that. Bartos, can you see through Baru's eyes, or does Baru talk to you?
Pretty sure. Let me check again. Yeah, I've got an empathic link and speak with master. So yeah.
All right, it's telling you, it's essentially giving you an idea that there are more of these creatures in that other side. That's the other kidney. It basically is just telling you that.
Yeah,
and there are more of those funk generating creatures. All right, Flashheart, you are sickened, but
I'm not.
You can't
No, you're
act.
not.
No.
Oh, you're not. You're fine.
Yeah,
It's just,
I'm
the
like,
place just smells. That's right. You have that
you
mercy.
guys are freaking out about it. Suck it up. No.
And you see Farina and Fletcher and Otto are all vomiting. Behind you is Lothar. And then you saw Bardos kind of like go through the room and like exit out of the corridor down to the south, down through here.
Then I saw Lothar try to assassinate Fletcher with his magic bow. All right. Okay. So we got two creatures that are still alive. My concern is if I hit one and it's going to re-sicken the room.
Well, once we get over it the first time, we're immune to it for 24 hours.
Correct.
All right. Well,
I mean, these
Yes.
things are hurting us, man. I mean, nope, I wouldn't mess with them.
Yeah,
Unless they
that's what
attack us.
I was.
They've been trying to hurt us, though. They've been throwing gobs.
This one is
As long as. What was he attacking with?
awful.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
he
was
threw
the shit
a
demon.
big chunk of like some sort of plant
Poop.
mucus shit.
Nice. I hate leaving enemies behind us for going down here, especially if they can detach themselves and come after us later. All right. Making a beeline to here.
Okay.
Putting a swing on him.
Okay.
You sound a little too excited about it, Les. Yeah. Dude. Do we have any bonuses on us right now?
No, I don't think so.
I'm not hitting him with Holy Smite. I'm just doing right rig. There you
That's
go.
a hit.
3. Okay.
boom, you crash this thing and it explodes. Not explodes, but it gives off that same scent.
19 points.
19 points, still up, and it's trying to defend itself in all of the ways that it can. Let me go ahead and do this real quick.
Parlay.
Boom. Oh, it goes off. And again, and Lothar, you're just hit by like this wave of smell. And you're just like, oh man, it's getting worse in there. Luckily, you are still just barely outside of that thing, and it does not affect you negatively. Flashheart, I mean, your eyes are friggin' watering. That's how bad it is. So you did how many points? 19 points?
Yep.
19 points. These
Yeah,
creatures suck. Fletcher, you are still nauseated. You're vomiting profusely. You can do a move action if you want to like stumble away, kneel down in your own sick, something of that nature.
We stumble after Bardos. Or yeah, it might be a good idea.
Wait. Well, I guess whatever. Okay.
So you're running.
What'd you say?
If you stumble away, I can't help you.
Oh, would you have told me that?
I can only stumble after you, and then I won't be able to do anything again.
Okay.
Yeah, if you would have told me that, then I would delay.
I'm saying.
I think what she said was,
Yeah.
Blaze. We all know it's
Blaze.
Bluff.
But she's been desperately trying to put smelling salts onto your face.
Delay.
Yeah, assuming I'm aware of that, then I would wait.
Okay, you're gonna delay. Farina, it's your turn. What do you do?
I try and help him.
Pass him.
All right, so you're gonna even though you're vomiting, you're gonna use your move action to sort of reach out and crush this stuff in front of his face.
Yes.
All right, cool. What is it? So tell me again. What is it? It's called
Tintavial seed. It just cures nausea. That's all it does.
Tintavial seed. I can't even spell it. Okay.
Tintavial.
Can't find it. Okay, so you do that. That's all you can do this round. But Fletcher, you feel this. There's a vapor going in your nose, and you're like, "Oh, thank God!" But and it seems to be blocking out, and it's settling your stomach. The vomiting stops, and you seem to be somewhat better. You can still smell this horrifying smell, but you do seem to have stopped vomiting.
All right, then I'll take my turn.
Auto move.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, here it is. Okay. When crushed in a nauseated target face, the sickly sweet smell cures the nausea if used on a non-nauseated, or it will make you nauseated. Okay. If you say, all right, yeah. So there's a sickly sweet smell that's filling your nostrils, but it's settling your stomach and keeping you from things. So you are not nauseated.
It smells like patchouli, the worst.
Yeah. You look around, you see Flashheart. You see Flashheart fighting one of these things. He's got one hand over his mouth and he's swinging radiance around. And then Farina, she crushes this thing and she's just like, she's littering the floor. As is Otto. Otto is just vomiting everywhere.
Otto can move.
How far can Otto move, Les?
Otto can move he gets one move action. So whatever his speed is, that's how far he can move. Just but one action though.
If he's moving and doing nothing else, can he go twice as fast though? Can he move?
No, just the one move action. He can't do a run action because you need both.
Okay.
Don't we have spider climb still on?
I think that's long gone, actually.
I mean, we only got it. I think we only got it as we went into the building, right? And it hasn't been that long, has it?
It's been a while.
All right. Not that I needed it. But.
110, all right, so and I think it was divided by, let's see.
7, 6.
Yeah.
Divided by 6, so 18 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, it's gone. All right, so Farina, that's it? Is that as far as he can go?
That was my second round, so next round will be my last round of being nauseous.
Correct, but Otto still has a couple of rounds.
Yeah, I understand. I'm just trying to decide.
Yeah, next round will be your last round of vomiting. Okay, Fletcher, you are back on your feet. This sickly sweet smell just seems to permeate your nostrils.
I attack this guy.
Okay.
Excuse me while I attack this guy.
Ooh, potential fumble. Oh, 43 hits.
So that's nothing then. My turn's over.
Unconfirmed fumble. I mean, you're still. I mean, you still got vomit all over the front of you. You're still covered in blood.
Yeah.
Frankly, you guys are starting.
Slippery.
Yeah, it's slippery. You guys are starting to worry a little bit about Fletcher even more. Now he's covered with vomit and blood. So
More terrifying now.
Yeah, he's making a thing. So this guy is going to try and strike Flashheart with he pops up one of these limbs and just kind of like smashes at you. So he's going to try and hit you with one of those disgusting limbs. 24 hit you?
Nope.
Nope. So he misses. This guy's going to throw more awful at Flashheart or at Fletcher. Here it comes. 14's a miss, so they do that. That's their turn. All right. So, do you know how many hit points that thing's going to have? Don? Gatto, sir.
45.
45. All right. I'm going to give you control. Weirdly, I can't spell Gatto. How does that work? All right. So this guy has disappeared into the compacted mass.
Yeah.
Whatever that is. So you should be able to control that.
Yep.
All right.
He
crawls in there and begins digging.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm following.
All right. All right. So he's digging. You hear he's like, and this. So it's the consistency is uneven. So some of it is like not liquid. None of it is liquid.
It's like mud with some chunks in it.
Yeah, with some big chunks in it and hard mud. So he's having to dig. Those worms are attacking him. And you can see this happen. So I'm going to go ahead. Well, they'll attack next round because they're just now getting onto him. The idea that he's there. But yeah, let me go ahead and pull those up. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
I gotta take off one of my charges here.
Okay. All right. Well, let's do it this way. Okay, but yeah, they're you can see that they are
attacking them.
Yeah, they're moving towards him. I mean, this is probably the first real food they've had in a while. But yeah, you know what this is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do you jump in?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
You sure? Okay.
Yeah.
Just take a move action to put on a smock.
No.
Okay. All right. Bardos, what are you doing?
I'm trying to find Gatto.
All right. You do not give me a perception check.
Do you call out?
That's one more than that. 25.
25. All right. You do not see or hear him. All you see is this passageway that sort of runs and then it turns down here.
Gatto, where'd you go?
This way. Follow the colon.
Hold on. Let me see.
Follow the colon.
Where does that go? Oh, yeah. Well, so Bardos, you yell out, Gatto, give me a perception check because I'm not sure you could hear him. A lot of twists and turns here.
I'm right there, and it's black all around. So I don't really know. Does it dead end there, or is there?
No, you go to here. Sorry, it goes. That's the area where it goes under another passageway. It looks like. So you have to kind of hunker down a little bit.
Okay.
So yeah, Gatto, you do hear. So it sounds like Bardos.
Yeah, I yell back.
What do you yell back?
Follow the colon.
30. Okay, so that's another move.
Okay. So yeah, so this area is very different. It's muscular, it's redder. This pale vessel of whatever kind it is kind of goes forward more over here, but this is This is different. The smell here is absolutely horrific.
You're running out of descriptors, Les.
I know.
It smells like a,
It's like I'm throwing a lot of different smells at you. They all suck.
you'd say it smells like a dorm room, smells like a baby's diaper.
It's like the
I
locker
think
room
it's-
after that triple overtime game.
Uh-huh.
No, this
Time for
smells
me
like
to break out my clean cantrip.
this
Yeah,
smells
I
like
want some Purell after this. I'm praying for Purell cantrips.
this smells like dysentery. All right. Is that as far as you can go?
Yeah.
All right. You do not see or hear Bardos.
Gatto.
Gatto. Yeah. Gatto, you can see Bardos. Kind of.
Barely,
Yeah.
barely right now.
Yeah.
As a free action, I will yell, "It's this way. You're coming the right way. Keep coming." But you're out of your movement right now.
All right. For the sake of the video, I'm going to go get a torch. Hold on a second.
For the sake of video.
I'm going to go grab a torch and I'm going to illuminate where
Gatto is, or
where
Bardos
where
is.
Bardos is. Why is it not doing what I want? I only ask one thing of my technology: flawless performance every single time.
All the time.
That would make a great commercial.
Okay.
As an ad man, I approve of this commercial this personal message.
All right, so that's where Bardos is, and so the smell seems to be coming from this area, Bardos. As does there's sort of like
Does Gatto's voice.
I guess yeah, you could hear Gatto's, yeah, you could hear Gatto's voice, but you could also hear what sounds to be like a slurping sound.
And Gatto says, chunky.
You have no idea.
All right, Lothar and Siggy.
All right, so the spiritual weapon at the one in front of it.
Gotcha.
24.
It hits. That I think is a hit on Fletcher.
That's not on Fletcher.
24 is a hit on the creature.
For
Change targets on me.
4 points of damage.
4 points. All right.
And at this point, that's all I'm going to do.
Okay. You gonna run in there or anything like that?
No, I'm
Send
good here.
Siggy.
No. Well, do birds have a sense of smell? Do owls have a sense of smell? Buzzards do, but I don't think owls do.
I don't
But
know.
I'm still not sending Siggy.
Hold on. Do owls have a sense of smell? I know that owls can vomit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do it all the time.
Yeah. Do
On
owls
purpose.
have a great sense of smell? Answer: they don't. Owls do not have much of a sense of smell at all, according to this guy on the internet.
There you go.
Well, it's gotta
Well,
go.
if it's a guy on the internet, it's got to be true.
He would
Yeah.
know.
Unlike vultures,
The wiki
owls
guy,
are
man.
Unlike vultures, owls are a type of raptor that do not rely on scent to hunt. Instead, they use their keen sense of hearing and vision to find their prey. Owls also lack a sense of taste, which is generally closely related to an animal's sense of smell. Having a sense of smell allows owls to hunt species that most animals avoid, notably skunks.
Yeah, because
There you go.
they eat stuff that if you had a sense of smell, you wouldn't eat.
You wouldn't eat.
However,
Oh.
having said that, no.
All right, cool. You gonna cast any spells in there, or like a fireball or something?
No, not at this point.
Okay.
See, the thing I'm afraid of is I'm connected to him. So while he might not be able to smell it, I might.
You might get the vibe.
Yeah, I might get the vibe.
It's possible. It's very possible. Illidar, what are you and Storm doing? Now you can go in there and attack those other ones. I think that's probably your best bet right now.
No, but do you want me to use Storm to try and actually Chuck just took off.
I don't know, do you want to try and get you gotta Storm might have to go in to sort of blow this back, but basically because there's no real room in these passageways. They're very narrow for Storm.
That's what I'm saying, right where she's at right now, because that's the only wide area that she could extend her wings and actually start brushing wind that direction.
Okay.
Yeah, she obviously can't do it in any of the hallways.
Okay. It would. Well, there's only one outflow for that thing. So if if Storm starts wing buffeting the smell,
It's good.
That's why I was wanting.
it'll drive the smell south, essentially.
Correct.
Yeah.
But Illendar doesn't know that. All he knows, there's a room here that's got stinky stuff, and Lothar said something about sending air elementals in there to get the smell out. So
Agree.
but he doesn't know what's on the other side or where everyone's at.
Yep.
So I'm going to wait till Chuck gets back so we can go on to someone else. But basically, I'm not going to do anything other than if he says do it, then I'll have Storm basically from where she's at, just start beating her wings, blowing air into the room.
That way it'll be Chuck's fault.
Like I said, Illendar just is too far back and doesn't know what's going on.
Right.
So you can move on until Chuck comes back, and then we'll back.
Okay. All right, sounds good. So that would lead us to Flashheart being up.
All right. I'm going to try to finish off Mr. Ugly Planet here.
It's within your reach, within the reach of Radiance's power. 21 is a hit.
Let's see if this finishes
It's a
it.
plant.
No.
They're relatively easy to hit. 22 will finish it off. You basically cut it in half. The smell is absolutely noxious, but it does fall over in two splits and fall onto the ground. And a lot of this brown goo that the other one has been shooting all over the place kind of comes out of the empty tubes and onto the floor.
Ew.
Now you can still move.
Oh,
if you want to charge that other one.
I'm thinking that one's way over there. And I want to leave this room at some point. But wait.
Well, they seem to be activated. It has been throwing that goop.
I take it back. I think I do have to charge it because Lothar and everybody else still has to come through here. So I'd like to finish clearing the area. So I already attacked one, so I can make a move, but then I can't attack again, right?
Right.
Correct.
All right, so I'll move within 5 feet, right, or whatever outside of his reach, so I can just step up. All right, just so I can step out of his, I'd be out of his reach, so I can.
You're hanging back, so you don't want it to be able to hit you because it's got one of these like appendages, kind of like swinging around.
I don't need his poop shoot to hit me in the face.
Okay, sounds good. Farina, this is your last thing. Or are you gonna give yourself the Tintinabule? You're muted. If you're there, you're muted.
Like
Jennifer?
Sans. If you're with us.
Jennifer? Oh, did she say she had to put Lexi to bed?
That was a while ago. No, I don't know. She's probably doing laundry or something. I don't know.
Okay, we'll come back.
You can't tell she's doing laundry, unlike me, where I just leave it on and won't put her about the house. You know, you're like, turn off your mic.
All right, so we'll come back to her. Fletcher.
Pounce.
All right, so you're just jumping across there. Bloomp.
Is that a hit?
36 is a hit.
Is it dead?
Ooh, 42. Yeah, you chop it, just basically chop it in half. One fell swoop. Boom. But it also is like blows out that smell. And now the smell is, since it was closer, it's getting out into the hallway.
Real quick, I see that Chuck did come back.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna back up and do my turn then.
Okay.
I would have asked you, do you want Storm to use her wings to blow air through into that room?
Who are you asking?
Because Illendar,
Lothar.
Asking me.
Because Illendar has no idea what's going on in the room or through the room.
Well, and at this point, based on what I've seen with people escaping to the south, I would probably say no.
Okay.
Because the only place for this putrid air to escape is to go after our friends who've already escaped it, right? So.
Okay. All right, then I just delayed this round. So okay.
Okay. All right.
Sorry.
That's okay. Jennifer, are you back?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm sorry.
All right, we skipped you. What do you do? You're still vomiting, but do you can bring the second Tintalvule seed?
Yeah, you're cutting out. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
cutting out on my end. So if I waste the Tintavial seed, all I can do is eat it and be healed. I might as well just run away and be healed next round anyway, same as. So I'll take my Tintavial seed and run to Otto. I think I'm over next round, but he's got 2 more, correct?
Yeah, he's got 2 more. So your nausea when you crush the Tintavial seed, your nausea goes away.
I don't do mine. The point is, there's no point in doing mine. It's going to be over next round whether I do it.
Oh, okay. So you're going to save it. So you're still vomiting, but you're in this hallway. Sort of. You're not quite 100% out of the realm of this trash, but you're starting to feel a little better. You're starting to get used to it. Frankly, your breakfast is gone, so there's really nothing left to throw up.
Otto can move, so I'm just going to move in front of me. I can actually get to the edge of it. So
Okay.
Next move, I'll just fix him. That's it. I'm done.
Okay. The creatures are all now dead, but the stench still is here. So we drop out of initiative. There's no more fights until we get to Gato here in a moment. But the smell is still here, and it is creeping out. Lothar, you guys can tell that after Fletcher chopped that one in half, it emitted that putrefying stench, and it's coming into the hallway. So I do need you guys to.
I'm gonna back up.
You're gonna back up?
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's getting worse, then yeah.
Close the sphincter.
Okay. Lothar, you could probably back up too.
Oh, okay. I figured I had already taken my turn, so I was stuck.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's your decision.
Yeah, I think you could back up. Bring Siggy with you. Keep. Well, she probably wouldn't care, but you kind of go into like the doorway of the other kidney to sort of stay out of the smell.
Well, at this point, I'm just trying to get away from the sort of noxious odor. I don't want to go too far. I don't want to initiate another combat if I can help it, but because I'm assuming once I move here, I see there are more of them.
Well, there are more in this kidney. They don't seem to be doing anything. They're just sort of like sitting there, but they're in there.
Okay. Well, if I can get outside of sort of where that nauseating stench is and not initiate, I'll move right where I am.
Okay. All right. Eventually, after about a minute or so, the stench sort of gets to a dull roar, and the plants are all dead. They're not emitting that stench anymore, and you guys will be fine. Let's go to the south, however, and take a look and see what Gatto's doing. So, Gatto, that beetle is getting attacked. So I'm gonna go ahead and.
Sorry, what beetle?
Oh, do you want to give him a heads up on what's going on, Gatto?
Well,
technically it's your turn. So
tell us what the simple caravan guard has summoned.
As soon as Bardos comes around this corner here, he hears Gatto's voice.
Well, we do have message too, Gatto, so you can talk to me.
Okay. The vampire's getting away. He's heading down this last sphinxter. It's the asshole. It's compacted with shit. I've summoned a beetle to eat its way through. There are worms attacking the beetle.
Chuck's face.
There are worms attacking the beetle. He's not going to make it all the way through, I don't think. I want to know what you guys want to do.
Summon X-Lax?
I want to come back when this part of the adventure is over.
Yeah.
Let's talk about bodily functions.
Bardos, the voice you hear is coming from this area right here.
Okay.
Right by the taint.
Something, yeah. I got nothing to follow that guy. He's getting away right now. The beetle was all I could really summon, and it's being attacked as it tries to go through.
By some big white maggots, hundreds
By
of
some
them.
big white magnets attacking the dung beetle, basically. Who's trying to eat ass out.
I can try telekinesis, Les.
Okay.
But it's
How's
gonna
this
be
not
your
on your
call
Twitter
about
stream?
how that's gonna work. There's a lot of things you can do with telekinesis.
Okay.
A lot of it is basically moving shit from one place to another.
Yep. So I
Pun
think
intended.
the weight limit is like 5 pounds, right? Something like that.
Yes.
No, it's 25 pounds per level.
Oh, okay.
Telekinesis?
So
Yeah, the 5 pounds is mage hand.
Oh, okay,
okay.
okay.
I can do 275 pounds, which I don't know, might not be that much shit. But
I don't know. 275 pounds shit is a lot of shit in anybody's book, I think.
It's the amount of Gatto. So if you take Gatto's weight out every time.
How's
yeah, and there's a violent thrust, which is 25 pounds per level. So that would be 275 too. Yeah. So
how's this not on your Twitter feed about? I summoned a beetle, eat out his ass.
yeah.
If,
Well,
if that ends
I
up
think-
on Twitter, I'm gonna have to stop
What,
following.
yeah. What are you guys playing again?
Yes.
So one thing to consider here is Gatto. Do you have knowledge nature?
A little bit.
Give me a knowledge nature check.
Summon Gimp. Gimp sleeping? Guess we're gonna have to wake him up.
I do. Shit, can Bardos do that too? Is that?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Gatto, you don't know, but Bardos, with your big brain, you're thinking, if this is the colon, there must be a butthole.
You more sphincters.
Right.
Well,
I tell Bardos that the word coffin in Draconic is very similar to colon. So I think that's where he's headed.
Well, I thought
Well-
that's where we were at. I mean, aren't we?
Yeah,
We're
we
at
can
the-
get to the far end where it's, yeah.
Is he trying to escape less? I mean, does it seem like this vampire's coffin is not inside the body? Would that?
No. I mean, if you ask Gatto, basically the gas went down into the compacted shit mass.
I think it's just at the end of it.
Okay.
I think it's elsewhere.
No, it's down here.
All right.
So my turn. I'm going to move.
What I mentioned, the reason I mentioned it is because if you're going to move 275 pounds of compacted creature feces, maybe you can move it out rather than around.
Yeah,
just
that's what
push
I
it
wanted
through.
to do. Yeah,
Just push
that's what
it
I'm
in.
thinking. A violent thrust to push it out. Yeah, that's what
Push
I
it out of the push it out of the creature's butthole. Look at Matt. All right, so
A
that's
violent
what you're
thrust to
planning.
push it out of his butthole.
Okay, that's what you want to do.
Yep.
All
Can you
right.
imagine the guy standing outside the butthole right now?
That's
If
one
he's
unlucky
standing
guard
there,
right
he
there.
deserves what he gets.
All right, so
I'm
violent
glad my
thrust.
wife-
Ultimately, the spell's energy can be spent in a single round. You can hurl one object or creature per caster level over range. You can hurl up to a total weight of 250 pounds per caster level, which is, did you say 275?
Yes.
All right, you have to succeed on an attack roll. Well, not really. I mean,
Yes, pooper scoop.
it's stuff.
It's sedentary right there.
So here's the thing, Bardos, is you go around and you're looking in there right now and you see this big beetle is starting to get swarmed with these things.
Nom.
You could tell that there's a lot more. Well, there's more than 275 pounds of stuff in here. If you look at it, it's like the compact, the I don't even know what to call this. The compacted feces are like 20 plus at its widest point. It's more than 20 feet across and probably 30 feet deep. This is the biggest shit plug you've ever seen. But it weighs a lot more than 275 pounds.
Okay. What I want to do is focus on the end of the colon and get it basically open up the compacted hole.
All right, so you want to try and like take a segment at the bottom. So you suspect that down here is where that sphincter would be. You want to take a 275 pound chunk and blast it through, right?
All right, I want to pull the plug.
Is that considered hurting? I mean, are we gonna get those air elementals on our side? I mean, just
I don't know.
That could only be good for something, I would think, if you open up a
Yep.
compacted asshole.
You're
Tell
getting a
him, look
high
at it.
colonic here.
He's giving it a colonic from the inside.
That's what it
I
looks
mean,
like, everybody. So
We got
you
4
can-
kids, Jennifer.
Mm.
I've done that a couple times. I mean, come on.
All right. So tell you what, give me so let me make sure I've got it straight. You're gonna move a 200. You're gonna basically blast a 275-pound chunk turd due south to try and blow open the creature's butthole and dislodge this impacted shitwad.
Yep.
Okay.
Are we still playing a role-playing game?
Is this still on recording? Because this is going to be all-time viral.
All right. Roll go ahead and roll an attack roll. I think in this
Yeah.
case, I think it's going to be.
What's a DC on poop?
You must see it on an attack roll to hit the target. Yeah, so basically your attack roll is you can lift up the poop. Your attack roll will give you an idea of how hard and how accurate you hit against the butthole.
Is it a melee or a ranged?
It's arranged. It's essentially a thrown weapon,
Okay.
an impromptu thrown weapon.
You're flinging feces. An angry monkey.
29. That's a hit. So, all right. So Gatto, you see this happen. So Bartos is casting the spell, and you see him kind of like do this and just go boom, and you see a wad of that compacted mass sort of lift up, break off, and throw itself really hard against the southern wall.
Yes.
200-pound, a 300-pound weight. It hits that. It hits it really hard, and yeah, it blows through the bottom of this thing, creating a gaping hole that is probably 4 feet to 5 feet wide, through which you guys can both see light.
You just tore him a new asshole.
Rolls an acrobatics check. What are you going to ride it out?
I'm going to run through there.
Are you really?
Run through and dive in.
I'm sorry, what?
Run through and dive in.
I'm starting to rethink this thing about we should have asked Minagho for that wish after all. I wish this venture was just expunged from my memory.
So where are you diving in?
You said I see sunlight, right?
Yeah, you're gonna dive
diving
through
to the sun.
All right, so you're just running over the top of the acrobatics to avoid the worms,
right?
And a 30 acrobatics wheel. You just sort of like boop, 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 kind of over the top. The dung beetle is still burrowing. They're focused on him, and you throw yourself through that 4-foot hole. You land in a huge pile of now sort of broken apart, compacted shit. But you look up, and you can see the skyline of Hallucinaria. You're outside.
Do I see the gas anywhere? The gas cloud, that cloud, the vampire.
No.
He's still inside.
He's still inside.
Okay. I yell before the sphincter closes. He's still inside. I'll come back in.
You're looking at that sphincter. You don't think it's going to close. And frankly, you can see the muscles of the walls begin to move. Like suddenly is broken up. And you don't, that it's more like it's just like blown out, right? It's
I am going to stand to the side of this.
Okay. All right. That was Bartos and Gatto. Farina, give me a perception check.
You see where I moved?
Yeah.
Okay.
I see ya. Yeah,
I'm
you're
to the
outside.
side.
You're outside of the house.
I'm outside the house, but
it's in a like a big tangle of these rotten-looking bushes and stuff like that. All right, Farina, perception check, please. 39. Feel the creature underneath your feet sort of begin to quiver a little. It's not a convulsion or something, but something's changed. You hear what sounds like Gatto's voice yelling, "I'm going! I'm jumping through!" But it's off in the distance. You're not sure what's going on.
She shakes her head. She doesn't know what's going on, but she's not surprised to hear Gatto's voice in the middle of it.
All right. What about the rest of you? The smell has died down. What are you guys going to do? You're going to go in that other kidney and set those off just to make sure that they're not behind you guys?
No.
Backtrack a little bit and check out some of the other rooms?
Nope.
Good idea.
Following through. All right.
That's my choice.
Okay. I'm going to, for smoothness sake, I'm going to move everybody basically to right around where Bart, I'm going to move everybody to the colon. Is everybody cool with that?
Sure.
It was a smooth ride.
Are we out of initiative, Les?
Yeah, there's nothing to fight. Well, yeah, not really.
Not right now.
I'd like to request to have my name, face, and voice removed from this video.
Yeah, I'll second that.
Hey, you guys could have let the guy go.
I'm just glad Gatto didn't decide to eat his way out. He hired a beetle to do it.
I'm thankful Bartos had this kick-ass spell.
Yeah, that worked out well. So as you guys arrive, you can feel there's like this rumbling under your feet. The beetle has been pretty much just swarmed by these white worms that are just sort of like burrowing under this thing, and he sort of like falls over to the side. He's dug a fair amount, but I mean, you don't see anything. So, I mean, he goes away. But what happens is you see these walls begin to sort of compress, and they keep trying to compress. And, the beetle has uncompacted a lot of the material while it was trying to do that. And between that and the telekinesis, suddenly there's this big squeeze. And you could see, Bartos, you could see it crushing that material, and it basically just ejects all of this material outside. So this whole wad of brown stuff essentially ejects itself out onto where
Gatto's standing.
I stepped to the side.
Reaction. Gatto jump.
Yeah. What's his reflex save?
He was standing off to the side. So Gatto, you see this stuff just come bursting out.
I was kind of expecting that. Yep.
And the one thing that you see that seems, other than this sort of undifferentiated mass of compacted feces, is in it you can see something that looks like a box, like a clamshell.
Okay.
Like a shell of a big clam. It's probably 10 feet across, but it was somewhere inside this wad of material.
Yep.
And it's just it's all sort of scattered out onto the ground right now. And the creature is making that kind of like subsonic noise, and the whole place is quivering.
The vampire mist is not visible though?
No, the vampire mist is not visible.
Is that magical, Les, with detect magic? Can you see a vampire?
A vampire coffin? The vampire is itself magical.
Coffin you probably wouldn't see, but
the coffin might not. Well, it might be ensorcelled. I mean, I guess you could have it in a ensorcelled coffin, but in this case, the clam shell is not magical, but there is something magical inside it. What are you doing?
I'm doing disable device that's what I would roll.
So you're stepping through the material to go over to that clamshell?
I'm going over to that clamshell. I'm trying to open it up.
Okay. 31. It's hard. You kind of get a handle into it. And at this point, Bartos, you can, well, no, you can't. So Gatto, you try and like leverage it up. It takes a lot of strength and you're really straining, but you finally kind of open it up and you look inside, and the inside of this clamshell is sort of filled with this sort of gelatinous material, and embedded in that is what you can see is the remnants of the vampire. He is pretty destroyed. I mean, he's still got like blood and stuff on him, and you can see that essentially. I mean, he doesn't look like he has even any feet or legs. He just looks like a head and a body, and these two little like arms sticking out of the body that are almost like Tyrannosaurus.
Right.
But the hugest part of him, the body, is just simply torn open and emptied. It looks like it's been hollowed out. But yeah, he's in there, sort of like.
If I can figure out anything any place to put it, I'm going to break off the head of one of my arrows.
Okay.
Use it for a wooden stake and stake him.
Okay, so you're gonna stake him. All right.
Yep.
He doesn't move, doesn't do anything really, but he looks. Well, I mean, you look like he's staked.
He was so dead when he got here that it was going to take him forever to get anything back. So
you're in the light too, right? I mean, this is daylight.
Yeah, well, it's daylight as much as illusionary. It gets it's that sort of grayish, plainer light.
Well,
yeah,
I guess a vampire wouldn't have to worry about that, huh? There's no sun here.
Yeah, there's no real sun. But yeah, so you've stuck that arrow through him, and it goes pretty much all the way through him. You can feel it sort of not embed, but sort of like squish into this gelatinous material that he's laying in.
Lovely.
That's an offensive act. I would be visible again.
Okay. So you covered.
This whole night has been an offensive act.
You guys are so you are covered in
shit.
Yeah, there's no question about it.
That's what it is.
It's creature shit. Yeah.
And Bardo see Gatto?
You're gonna
when we get the group all together, I'm gonna have
as soon as I see him, I'm gonna.
You're coming back inside.
Yeah.
You see him sort of like high stepping over these big compacted, gluified pieces of shit, and he comes back in and he's like, "I think I got him."
That was awesome. We were able to finish him off.
We applaud your commitment to the cause.
I'm gonna put clean on Gatto. Just.
So what does that do?
It's like a cantrip that cleans you. He cleans you.
Oh, how many of those you got?
Basically a 10-foot cube of thing from gross.
All dirt on the target immediately vanishes as if the room was just scrubbed thoroughly clean. So yeah, so you're clean. All the shit is off you.
You need to hit all of us with that.
I'm gonna powwow the Optimist Primes together here and say, I think we're all agreed that we never speak of this again.
No, this never happened.
Of all the rooms that I expected you guys to go into, I did not expect it to be this one.
Neither did we.
Huh?
As weird as that sounds, neither did we.
So we have to climb back into his body and hit other rooms later.
You're the one who put his clamshell here.
I didn't think that you guys were going to follow him. I didn't know that the Optimus Primes were so dedicated to killing vampires that they would literally follow a dying vampire into an impacted colon.
Well, we did.
Everybody's getting extra experience points for this.
I was going to say, we expect some good experience points for this.
You know, at this point, I'm more concerned that you created this.
Yeah. The work of a madman.
Than that we fell for it. You know what I mean?
So are you guys going
Marla's personal email? I think we need to get Les some help.
We need an intervention here.
I refuse your help. So here's the decision. Are you guys going to now exit the creature?
No.
Like an airplane safety slide?
Bedroom.
Huh?
Well,
we got to find what's her name's bedroom and see if there's any other evidence here that's going to help us when we
remember an office or study or something.
Remember,
if she's got anything
we're not looting items, right? Because we don't need yet another assassin demon chasing us around.
No, we're looting everything because he didn't tell us what he wanted.
Well, and the other question is, are we sure that the vampire is destroyed?
I am.
Gatto says he staked it. I mean, if you guys go outside, you can check it out.
Slide down the chute.
But yeah,
you have to walk through the colon to get outside.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, we loot everything and then let him come to us and say, oh yeah, these are the 2 or these are the 3 things I wanted.
That sounds fine with me. Yep.
Because otherwise, since he didn't tell us, we don't know what stuff to grab, what not to grab. I'm not gonna miss anything, so.
Yeah, and I think that a detect evil will probably give us what we don't want to touch.
And yeah, if there's something super evil, yeah, we'll leave it here. And if he doesn't find it, say, yeah, we left whatever back in there. You
So,
go do that.
If we go the full distance on this, are we going to try to find a way to remove said building from said creature?
No.
No.
We promised we would not.
Well, initially,
we
I
did?
was
Why do we promise we would not?
so that we wouldn't.
Bartos promised he would not in the certain amount of time that was specified as now. He said he would not. So that's,
Wow, that's lawyer speak if I ever heard it.
Yeah.
Bartos is very smart.
Or we could just go kill 2 air elementals and then destroy this creature. It's really a
Always
matter of
up for killing
decision.
things.
But that's, I mean, from what Bartos understands, this creature is basically being punished for something it did at some point in the past. And it has some very high level badness associated with it. So whatever's going on,
it's not a good guy.
It's another whole layer of nastiness. Yeah.
So what's the street value of a injured turtle monster house? Can we get a sky whale for it?
You can't sell my house. I called dibs.
The HBNB, the Hell B&B here, Abyss B&B.
Abyss B&B.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it is after 11.
Right, time to go to
So
bed.
I think after all we've been through tonight, we should probably just stop here.
I gotta go take a shower or 3.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. Thanks.
I have to go.
I have done my job as a DM satisfactorily then. If you guys can't sleep and need to take showers after our games, yes, I have done my job.
I need to go have a dance with some lye soap.
All right, we will return to the colon 2 weeks from tonight.
Hey, Chuck, hang out for a sec.
Sure.
Which means less you have to hang out, otherwise we go away.
All right, I will stop the recording.
Right, because I want to talk bad about a bunch of people.
Yeah.
All right,
The recording needs to be deleted. I was never here. This never fucking happened.
Bye, everybody.
All right, you guys.
Night, Don.
See you guys.